And now for something completely different. Welcome in, builders. We're taking a look at a very unique looking game called Roots of Harmony. This is billed as a text-based 4X game. I'm doing this about 99.9% blind. I booted it up, I went into the settings, I used the knowledge we gained from improving Shadow Empires being able to be captured by OBS to actually be able to capture the game. It did not like standard capture settings in OBS, so thank you, Shadow Empires, for your support. I saw that Quill had streamed it, so I watched like 1 minute just to see, and it looked like there was going to be an absolute ton of reading. So I decided I was not going to use my camera tonight, just because I need to have those two big key lights on, and if I'm going to be reading for 4 hours straight, give or take, yeah, I would prefer not to have those in my eyes. So we'll just have to have the sultry sound of my voice to entertain you. Other than that, I don't know much about this. In full transparency, I was given a key by the developer. I am not being sponsored. There were no strings attached. He just said, hey, I saw you play a lot of Dominions. Maybe you'd like this game. And I said, sure, I'll give it a roll. So here we are. What is this game? We're going to find out together, Mr. Shadier. If anyone here has played it, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on it. But other than that, we're jumping on in. Also, I'm going to point out something I found really funny here. So let me get my mouse on window. There we are. All right. When you first load up the game, it says pretending to load graphics, which I did think was pretty funny there. Okay, so Roots of Harmony, we have a basic menu here. Settings, I turned the volume way down. Let me know if that does get a little loud. I did feel the music was pretty bopping. But unlike a certain other game, at least we have sound settings, so that is rather nice. For the credits in the lounge, this was made by a single guy. Pretty impressive. Also, I thought there was quite a funny coincidence here. We were literally just talking about Kevin MacLeod from Incompetech.com the other day. So I thought that was hilarious that the music was his stuff. So what a coincidence there. That's all I had to point out on that. So this is a solo dev using some licensed music. I'm always impressed when somebody is able to complete a project like that. So very interesting there. Hi, highly educated trucker. What's it like? If only there was a way to find out. Well, we're gonna find out together. Hi, Aber. Maybe it's like OG Dwarf Fortress. I think it's like text-based choose your adventure. This is just me making presumptions. We're gonna find out here. The Hug Me tree. Yep. It's a very friendly tree. Yes, indeed. Pronounced like McLeod. Okay. Hi, Casey. Welcome in. All right. We're going to explore this together, boys. Let's see what Roots of Harmony is all about. So we're going to click New Game. The first time I'm doing this. Welcome to Roots of Harmony. Founding a new colony is not an easy task, so maybe it is best to just start from the beginning. Type the name of your colony. This will be used to keep track of your saved games. Okay. Well, name of our colony, maybe we'll channel some good luck, and we're just gonna call this colony, Babel. No, let's go all in. This is gonna be the Tower of Babel. Nothing bad will happen. For generations, we have fought and died over lands that were never truly ours. Turmoil led to war, war led to peace, then peace inevitably led us back to turmoil. We lived through one chaotic cycle after another until our coffers ran dry. Unable to defend ourselves, we watched the enemy decimating us, but one morning, we finally decided to take our chance. We were only one small group of survivors, a few families struggling to stay alive. But we couldn't just sit there and wait for certain death, so we fled to the harbor, boarded the first seaworthy vessel, and set sail towards the horizon, where there is still some hope. Nice little ASCII graphics, got some swords clashing. Okay, I can use my mouse. There was an option for keyboard only, but I didn't decide to do that. Aboard the ship, you swiftly emerge from the group's as the group's natural leader, but nobody knew who you truly were. Okay, so it looks like we're picking some skills, maybe? So we could be a vicious tyrant, which gives cruelty, stability, and vanity. A Vodao worshiper, communication, faith, and help. A reckless trapper, cruelty, greed, and skill. Oh, they got that greed, though. Okay, I'm liking trapper so far. A respectable baron, benevolence, inspiration, stability. That is a lot of my playstyle too. So these two are looking good so far. A feared highwayman, greed, skill, vanity. A fancy priest, faith, greed, health. Okay, also has the greed. A gentleman drunkard, benevolence, inspiration, and knowledge. An ominous start. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, Casey. Just bloody swords. Hi, Hobo. How's it going? Okay, so of these, I have literally no idea what these do. So we're just going off of pure instinct here. These have the word greed in them. So I like trapper, I like fancy priest, and just from my own playstyle, benevolence, inspiration, stability. I like games with like inspiration and stability. So should we be a trapper, a baron, or a priest? I think I'm just gonna cut it down there. Be a Vodao man? I don't know what Vodao is. Maybe later. Is that like a Dapper Dan man? The Baron? Okay. It's voodoo. I have a feeling we're gonna lose relatively quickly, so we'll probably gin up a couple of these. We'll see. Vodou is the Haitian voodoo. Okay. Highwayman also has greed. Oh, that is true. It is true. Casey really is feeling for the drunkard. The drunkard is not on the vote table this time. Is a reference to the song? Okay. Be fancy. All right. We're going to start with a fancy priest. Faith, greed, and health. Like I said, we'll probably die relatively quickly, I'm assuming, and we'll probably have to roll a couple tonight. So we'll see. For a second, Hailey, I read that as Dick Mullen, the #1 detective from the hit series. All right, a fancy priest, faith, greed, and health. After endless days of battling stormy seas, the distant silhouette of an island emerged from the horizon. As you drew closer, hints of tribal presence scattered on the shore. But you all decided to ignore the signs and declare this island your new home. You took a few valuable things from the boat, climbed up the hill, and began a new page in our history. Let's begin. There is a short tutorial that gives you a hand for the first 4 turns. Would you like to follow it? Yes. Tutorial 1 out of 28. All right, let's slow down here. Just taking the screen in. This is the main menu. Selecting any sub-menu on this screen will open in explanatory pop-up. Please read each of them carefully. To begin, open Doctrines and Perks. Okay, Doctrines and Perks. This is the Doctrine menu. Your colony cannot survive without an ideology that brings cohesion to your group. Doctrines are unlocked by spending a resource that is different for each doctrine. Once unlocked, you can recruit new disciples through the recruitment menu. Doctrines have an important impact on events that occur at the end of each turn, but most importantly, it impacts your reputation with other tribes. Okay, very interesting. So we have different resources depending on how we specialize in our doctrines. I like that already. Okay. When you start a new game, it's a good habit to select your first doctrine as soon as possible. That way, you will know what resource you need to recruit your first disciples. For instance, if you select Mysticism Doctrine, you'll unlock Zealot, which will require faith and inspiration. Choose your first doctrine now. Okay, it looks like... Okay, so we had health on our class, we had greed and faith. I don't know why we have wealth and vanquisher. We didn't have benevolence and we didn't have cruelty, so we're not able to select either of these. I assume these look like they're kind of opposites. So altruism is the opposite of despotism. asceticism versus hedonism, collective versus individual, conservative versus productivism. I guess that's conservationalism versus productivism, determination versus existentialism, and mystic versus rationale. Okay. I mean, the greed though, right? So existentialism, greed, which would unlock a crusader. Let's actually look at our actual options here. So asceticism, higher states of mind are only accessible through temperance. This doctrine costs 3 health. Okay, health. We have no health. Okay. Unlocks the following: a monk. Combat focus is ranged. Cost is faith. Cost is health. And it gives me some stats. Range, hit points, initiative, map speed. Banisher deals double damage against mystical creatures like vampires, jinns, phantoms, etc. Okay. We don't have any health, so that... Or no, we do have health. Why is that? Why was that at 0 there for a second? Okay, maybe I'm crazy on that. Okay, so we do have health. So we could actually afford this. Health and faith. 5 and 5. Oh. And now they've disappeared. So I'm going to get that by choosing this, maybe? Maybe that's what's showing me. Okay. Productism, wealth, and vanquisher. We get a vanquisher, which is a melee class and has some stats. Society ceases to exist when it stops growing. Existentialism, greed, and crusader. Each soul is unique and has its own inclinations. Gives us a melee troop. Cost is communication and greed. Or we could pick mysticism. There are worlds we cannot see, yet we can interact with them. Fear is the mind killer. And we would need a zealot, which is a ranged unit. That has poisoner. Ranged attacks have a 30% chance of inflicting poison, which causes 4 damage per turn for 3 turns. What was yours? Bleeder. Melee attacks have a 20% chance to inflict bleeding, which causes 4 damage per turn for 3 turns. Striver. All attacks deal 100% more damage when health is below 40%. Deals double damage to Mystic. Okay. I'm kind of leaning towards the Crusader here. Hi, Axe. Hi, Ace. Hey, bruh. Good to see you, man. Hope your trip's going all right. You have health. Yeah, I'm not sure why those are changing. Like when I go up here, these are different than when I'm down here. So I'm assuming this is what I actually have. I'm just guessing. So this was communication and greed, which it looks like that's one of our resources, I suppose. Okay. When you start a new game, it's good to have to select the first one as soon as possible. That way you'll know what resources you need. If you select mysticism, you'll get... Oh, yep. Again, we don't know what we're doing, so we're going to go Crusader, because that sounds cool and it needs greed. Are you sure you want to choose the following doctrine? Existentialism. This will impact your reputation by giving a bonus malice of 10 points, depending on whether a tribe has the chosen doctrine or the opposite one. Yes. Good choice. Well, see, I know what I'm doing, guys. Now, go back to the main menu. Okay, so I can do perks or back. A perk is a special bonus that gets automatically activated when you fulfill the list of requirements. Each perk is associated with one doctrine, which means that all perks first require a doctrine to be unlocked. Once unlocked, a perk can be either active or inactive, depending on whether or not you've achieved the requisites. When a perk is inactive, you'll lose its effects. Do we have perks? This is the perk menu. A perk is a special bonus that gets automatically activated. Okay, we read that. Okay. So... rationalism. Yeah, that's a little... I'm using my scroll wheel here. I see it's doing page up, page down. That's what it's doing. I thought we were actually scrolling. So, Champion Templar inactive. Requirement: have 4 Templars. Effect: unlock the have 4 Crusaders. Unlock the Templar. This perk is inactive because we don't have the requirements. Okay, so if we can get 4 Crusaders, we would get our perk. Also, Necromancy. There you go. Have a graveyard. There's death and taxes, and even death won't save you from my taxes. Have a graveyard. Have 3 disciples with the trait Profaner. All of your disciples who have died at the end of battle are turned into skeletons. Even the dead may serve. This perk is inactive because we don't have the requirements. Okay, so we're interested in Graveyard and Crusaders. Just random information. Sure, we'll go back to the main menu. Well, sir, your tagline has piqued my interest. Well, good, Axe. I'm glad to hear that. Scully says, I'm old enough to remember text-based games. Me too, buddy. Me too. The absolute first online, like beyond like Warcraft that I ever played was a game called Federation. My dad showed me a newspaper clipping about it, and it was a MUD. So like a text-based multi-user dimension or dungeon. And I never got anywhere in it, but I just remember that was the first time I ever played an online multiplayer game, and it blew my mind. Few 20 years of MMOs, basically. So you're telling me that we need more greed. Yes, Ace, we need more greed. We could get a few greeds in chat. That might help a little bit. Russ says, I'm surviving, but getting cooped up in a small place with a small 4-room with 10 people seems to erode any mental energy. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, man. Yeah, that would kill me, bro. You ran a MUD on when you were 15. It was on a bulletin board system and not on the internet. Nice. Yep, I remember those too. As you can see at the top of your screen, you are currently lacking the resource to recruit the disciple that's associated to your doctrine you just chose. To fix that, you need to construct some buildings that will generate the resource you need. Open the production menu. This is a production menu. From here, you can order new buildings to produce the resources that you see at the top of your screen. To produce a resource, a building needs an input that is transformed into an output after each turn. Each building is constructed on a plot, and each land that you conquer has a random number of plots, depending on the land type. Those plots are abstractly represented in a list. Some buildings have adjacency bonuses, so make sure you optimize their placement. Every building is unique. You cannot build more than once. Okay. Currently building Crossroads. Okay, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 plots. You can queue as many buildings as you want, and each building takes 1 turn to build. This production screen will be available to you at every turn, so feel free to experiment. Try to add at least 1 building to the construction queue now. Remember that each building is unique. You can never have 2 buildings of the same type. Okay, we're building Crossroads. So we need communication and we need greed. Phase 1. Okay. Phase 1 trader. Consumption's none. Produces skill, which looks like that's one of our resources, if adjacent to a lumberjack camp. Trader produces the following tradable furniture. Okay, so let's look through here. Let's not get too in the weeds at the moment. Let's find something that produces communication is what we're looking for. Inspiration, none. Benevolence, stability, health, none. Vanity, stability, communication, and cruelty if adjacent to a hunter's lodge. Playground is knowledge and cruelty. Oh no, are we pushing people down that well? Okay, so pen would give us communication, and maybe we build it next to a hunter. Here's another one. We could do a podium. Communication, inspiration, faith. If adjacent to hearth, if adjacent to shrine. A shelter's benevolence. A shrine is faith. None. A wooden house gives knowledge and vanity, and a workshop gives production. Oh, some of these have consumptions. Okay. All right, so podium sounded like something useful. I assume the adjacency means on that list. So I think we would want to build the hearth or the shrine first, and then this, and then the third building. I'm just going off a pure instinct here. A hearth or a shrine? Hearth gives nothing, but has an adjacency for a podium. Okay, or a shrine, which produces some faith. Okay, why don't we get a hearth? We just got here and it's probably cold, so we'll do a hearth, and then we'll do the podium, and then we'll do the shrine. Again, I'm just working off a pure instinct here. Very good, the production will start at the beginning of next turn. You can add more buildings to the queue now. When you're done, go back to the main menu. Okay, we did that. Now that we planned our production, we need to explore the island. Open the exploration menu. This is the exploration menu. From here, you can see that the island is composed of 4 lines going in 4 directions, and starting from the core land of your colony, crossroads. Each direction has a number of lands that you can explore using your disciples. They're all composed of various points of interest, and most lands are controlled by local tribes. When your disciples need to go from one direction to another, it's important to understand they can't move diagonally. Instead, they have to go through the crossroads, which is at the very center of the island. In other words, all movement from a direction to another must go through the center. Okay, I think I understand. Let's do some exploration. Select the first option to show the list of the lands to the north. All right, explored. There's 29, 27, 30, and 27. We have nothing, nothing, nothing. We have 3 disciples. Okay, north. As you can see, this land is currently unexplored, and you cannot see what's beyond the unexplored land. So right now, the list is just showing this one option, plus your main land, Crossroads, is disabled during the tutorial. Send a scout to explore the unexplored land to the north. Okay, so north, send a disciple to explore. Okay, so we have 3 units, it looks like. We have 2 scouts and a militia named Wesley. Damn it, Wesley. Okay, Landon or Orion? Looks like their name changes over on the right side, but nothing else. They have various stats. Sneaker. Investigation takes 1 less turn. Okay. All right, Landon, you got this. Landon scout is moving to the unexplored land to the north. Okay. Now send your other scout to the unexplored land to the west. Okay. And I can use F2. Okay, so I have some buttons here. F2. Send to explore. Orion, you've got this. Okay. This land is unexplored and therefore hidden. You need to send a disciple to explore it. Right. Good. Both of your scouts will move at the end of your turn. Now go back to the main menu. Back. Back. One thing you want to avoid is disciples that are idling. Every turn counts, so it would be a shame not to use them. Open the disciples menu. This is the disciple screen. From here you have an overview of what your disciples are doing and if any of them are idling. Your disciples can explore, fight, train, and many other things you'll discover while wandering the island. Clicking on a disciple opens a menu where you can rename them, or give them a direct order. You can also see their different statistics, which are mainly used in combat. Okay. As you can see, both your scouts are moving, yes. However, your militia is doing nothing. Select him now. Damn it, Wesley. All of your disciples can be moved either through the exploration menu or the disciple one. Order your militia to move to the west where one of your scouts has already been sent. It's often a good idea not to explore too many directions at the same time, as distant lands are full of opportunities and you might need more than one disciple to fully exploit them. All right, so it's telling me to go west. Okay, back. Yes, okay. No, we did not get something here. Unexplored land is now moving to the unexplored land. Okay. All of your disciples have been assigned to a task. Now you can go back to the main menu and end your turn. Okay. Okay, in turn. Not going to fight the tutorial here. Hey, Gustavo, welcome in, man. And Tut, and Tamosha. Good to see you guys. And Banders. Damn, you've been playing? Yeah, I've been doing an AM stream and a PM stream pretty much all summer, Banders. So, usual here. We have adapted existentialism and our people now believe in free will. I think it's a good opportunity to extend this idea of freedom to our economy as well. Okay, so we could say, I agree. Liberalism, +1 greed, -1 health. I mean, obviously, yes. Obviously. Welcome to a new turn. You should have one building finished now. To check the resources you are producing every turn, click at the top panel where your resources are listed. If you play with a keyboard-only setting, you will find the same menu in production. Resource statistics. The following tables an overview of your global net production. All modifiers are taken into account, including plot bonuses. Buildings that are paused are excluded. For your convenient, disciples that require a given resource to be recruited are displayed in parentheses. So we are losing a health, we are gaining a greed. Yep, that's what we would expect. This turn we're building the podium, so we will start getting communications. You're not producing any commodities. This menu is very important. It lists all resource modifiers affecting your colony, even those not linked to your buildings, so keep an eye on it. Go back to main menu. Open milestones. This is the milestone menu. Here you can see a set of randomly picked objectives that once complete will give you victory. Okay, Throne Rush, let's do it. You need to complete all of them to win the game. Note, if you lose Crossroads, your first land, you lose the game. Okay? Your territory is being very limited. It's important to think about expanding as soon as possible, but in which direction? Well, this is where the milestones can help you, because the last milestone you receive is always about exploring all lands in one specific direction. In this case, we need to explore all of West. Keep an eye on those milestones because they will make you play differently from one playthrough to another. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, randomly generated win conditions? Ooh la la. Okay, you have my attention. Now, please go back to the main menu. Okay, not yet. Not yet, good sir. Okay, so fertile land. Yes, this land is rich and fertile. Build a farm. Reward 1 elixir. That's whatever phase 2 is. Zealous evangelist. Something, this probably says gain 20 reputation through preaching. We've gained 0. We get a gem. Super disciple. Have 1 disciple with 3 traits. Get an artifact. Vassalization. Become the overlord of 1 tribe. Reward 1 essence of sacrifice. Generosity prevails. Build a charity. Phase 5. Reward 3 random essences. Okay, so phase 2 and phase 5 were specifically called out, whatever that is. Master the West. Discover all lands to the west. Plus 10 of all resources. Okay. Alright, Scully, good to see you, man. Have a good one. Phase 2 comes after phase 1. Well, this is why you're highly educated, trucker. This is why we need you in these streams. The giant ants come with phase 4. Open the exploration menu. Take a look at the land your scout just revealed. West number 1. Okay, exploration. West. West 1, 2 disciples, exclamation point. West 1, I see. The land West 1 is only defended by 1 enemy disciple, a warlock. If you hover over this disciple now, you'll see he's very good against medium armor. Unfortunately, your militia is wearing such armor, which makes this battle too risky at this point in the game. But West 1 has another point of interest. There is an explorer on the land. Talk to the explorer and buy a map. Okay. So hold on, let's slow our roll here a little. So here's the warlock. Dintons. We hate Dintons. Can't stand that guy. Equalizer. All damage received is treated as if the attacker's damage multiplier was 1.5. Okay. Combat speed's 3 and it's blue for some reason. Okay. Those are the only 2 things I can do. I think that's because we're in tutorial at the moment. Okay. Talk to the explorer. You see a man walking towards you. He's holding a notepad which seems to have some drawings. You wave at him to stop. What are you doing? I'm an explorer, he says. I have a map here that'll reveal the next 3 lands that you don't know. I can sell it to you for 5 wealth. We have 5 wealth. Sure. I would love to have the 3 lands revealed. Now go back and open West 2. Okay, so back. Okay. We're like building a map. Okay, I kind of see what you're doing here. West 2. This land is owned by Aurelish and is only defended by 1 mediocre disciple, an artisan. Besides, one of the plots has a faith bonus on it, which can be useful. Now, directly from your current menu, order both your militia and your scout to move to this land. Note, most of your disciples can move 2 lands per turn. Okay. Order a disciple to move to this land. And we want to do our militia. Okay. Order a disciple, scout. Okay. Both your disciples will arrive at West 2 in 1 turn, and because the battles only happen at the end of turn, that means you'll be able to conquer this land in 2 turns. In the meantime, let's use your other scout. Go back to North 1. So we go back, North 1, North 1. Many lands can be investigated by one of your disciples to find hidden treasure. Scouts are very good at it because it takes them 2 turns instead of 3 to investigate the land. Send your scout to investigate North 1 now. Click order a disciple to investigate. All right. You. Okay. Excellent. All your disciples are busy. Now go back to the main menu and end your turn. Okay. Back, back, back. And just to check it, we finished the hearth. The hearth is doing nothing currently, but it should give us a bonus of inspiration 1, whatever that is. I guess it's a resource. And then we're going to build the shrine. Now we're losing 1 health per turn, so I feel like we probably should queue up a building that's going to give some health. Let's just take a peek in here. Benevolence, stability. Okay, we could get a health from a laboratory. And if we would get only if we're adjacent to a well. And if we build the well, depleting will become abandoned in 20 turns. Has no production but is used by other buildings. We also could then put in a playground, which gives us knowledge and some cruelty. I love that the playground gives cruelty. Okay. So maybe we do... Well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's just go back. I'm thinking we're going to do laboratory, well, playground. And that way we'll get the bonuses. We also need to look out for graveyards. Excellent. All your disciples are busy. Now go back to the main menu and end this turn. Our young colony is doing very well. People are happy and they feel that they can count on each other. Admirable. +1 benevolence. Turn 3. When you engage in combat, you'll need to think a few turns in advance, because if you annoy a tribe or one of their allies, you'll eventually have to face some invaders. Those invaders will attack your closest land if it's less than 10 lands away. Now go back to West 2 and engage in combat against the Aurelish. Okay, so exploration in the West 2. Engage combat against Arlishes, so it's all of this. Your disciple has many uses, including combat. All battles are automatically resolved, meaning that instead of controlling your disciples manually, you'll give them general commands before the battle. You could tell them to favor melee attacks or ranged attacks, and what enemy they should target in priority. Very Dominions. In combat, your disciples will always try to shoot at range whenever possible. The probability of hitting a target at range is determined by accuracy, while the probability of hitting in melee is determined by dodge. A disciple can successfully dodge once per turn. When hit, the target takes base damage, always the same for ranged and melee. This base damage is influenced by the target's armor reduction, but most importantly, their damage modifiers. Be sure to watch these modifiers carefully as they can drastically change the battle. Okay, so we're going to engage in combat. 2 disciples have been engaged in combat. This battle will be solved at the end of the turn. Okay. Now press escape to go back. Oh, thank God I can press escape. And in turn to have the battle. Welcome to your first battle. Here you can see on the left, the battle must resolve before your next turn. Combat is always automatic, meaning apart from setting the priority target and cat jam into the music, priority target and the combat style of each of your disciples. You cannot intervene during battle. However, if you're the attacker, you'll be able to retreat at any moment for no penalty. Okay. Battle on West 2, 2v1. West 2, it's a glade, has 40 land size, 2 from crossroads, controls by the Arilishes. That's so hard to say because normally we would have an ES at the end of that, not just an S, who are neutral. We have 2 disciples. We haven't investigated. All right, battle. Start battle, show battle results immediately, combat orders. Group blessing. Blessings are used to increase statistics of your disciples for the entire duration of battle. They're received from tribes you're allied with. Note that you can benefit from any blessing once per turn, even if you have more than one unresolved battle. Combat line all front, combat line all rear. Melee rear, range rear. Okay. Enemy disciples has Ulysses in the rear. I'm not exactly sure. So what do we need to do? We don't need to do that. I guess start battle. The battle begins. Your disciples. Hit points 70, hit points 80, position. Okay. Some other things turned blue. See next round. Okay, so we're like closing in on each other. Round 1 begins. Move from position 39 to 37. We went from 0 to 2, and Orion... Okay, so our scout's getting a little frisky there. Hey, Mello. Good to see you again. And Blasterbot, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. Congratulations to Dalno, Velhar, Marcel, Adam, Richardson, 14 Pat, good to see you, 14. Ditchwater, Daniel Sanchez, Paul Pukowecki, Metrolum Tanis, and Harun Yasil. Make sure you give a thank you to Blasterbot. Thank you again, Blasterbot, for those 10 gifted memberships. The music reminds me of a Bejeweled clone. Big Kahuna. Well, there you go. Okay, so we can't give any orders, so I guess we're just watching it. So see next phase. I think we're just gonna keep moving closer and closer. We're like charging each other. I see what's going on here. Okay, Ulysses Artisan moves and then shoots at my scout but missed. My militia moves, my scout moves, my scout shoots but misses. Okay, now the artisan's backing up and reloading. Our militia is moving closer. Our scout is moving closer and reloading. Okay, they shot at my scout and missed. My militia is still closing the gap. We inflicted 5 damage by shooting Ulysses. Okay, we're reloading. They're reloading. They missed. We missed. Hey, you're running out of room to run, buddy. I guess these two are like throwing rocks at each other, and our chubby little Wesley here is still trying to close the ground. They're both reloading. They missed. We inflicted 5 more damage. Okay, so how much HP do you have? You're down to 50 out of 100, and we have not taken a hit yet. Although we have less HP than he does. They're reloading. Our scout strikes Ulysses, but the hit was dodged. And we are reloading. So our scout has now closed the distance. Maybe we were throwing javelins. And Chunky Boy's still huffing and puffing. That we were dodged. Or no, they attacked us, we dodged. Our scout struck him and inflicted 5 damage. He's down to 45. Militia is still getting closer. We shot and missed, but we struck. Okay, so we can... Orion... Oh, I see. Our militia is now in range and took a shot, and our scout is in melee and hit. Got it. And our scout was hit for 6 damage. And you can go down here and we can look at the stats. Okay, so yep, there we go. We've taken some damage. Strikes Orion and inflicts 6 damage. We hate that. Our scout strikes back and hits a damage. Our militia shoots and misses. Boy, we are just in a drop-down brawl now over here. One that we are ahead in, maybe? Assuming we don't miss. Militia is reloading. Orion hit and got hit. Okay, our militia hit for 7 damage. You gotta be getting close. He's down to 13. And our scout still has 40. Next round, reloading. Shot and missed. They're punching each other still. 28. He's down to 3. There we are. Ulysses strikes Orion's scout and inflicts 6 damage. They consume an elixir, which healed us for 40 points. Orion's scout strikes Ulysses for 5 damage. The scout has killed Ulysses. You've won the battle and captured new land. Accept the outcome, or retry the battle. I'll accept. I don't really know what we're doing here yet. One of our elders seems quite depressed these days. He says he misses our motherland, and nothing will be the same anymore. Okay, we can say he's right, that's a good thing, which would give us benevolence. Or we can say complaining about will certainly not help, which gives communication. We need communication to build our new unit. Let's take that. Congratulations, you've conquered your first land. All your units have regenerated their hit points after the battle, and will soon be able to recruit more units to defend your land against potential invaders. You might consider gifting a gem to Aralishas via the inventory menu, if you want to calm them down. You're now on your own. Read your new messages, take a look at other menus, and enjoy the rest of the story of your colony. Remember, you can hit escape to go to the main menu, and backspace or right click to go to the previous menu. Ooh, okay. I like that. Good luck. Okay, guys, you got that right. You guys were paying attention to the tutorial. Okay, so we have 3 unread messages. Investigation completed. Landon has investigated North 1 and found an old weapon that we could use to defend ourselves. +1 stability. Okay, this is Landon. Show current location, cancel order. Okay, so right click to go back to the previous menu. I like that. I like that UI. Or I guess it'd be UX. Building completed. Shrine in Crossroads has been completed. Your building queue is now empty. Okay. Click on that, and it takes me right there. I like that. That's good. This could really be menu hell. That keeps it clean. All right, so we said we wanted a lavatory, a bathroom. And then we need a well. And then we were going to do a playground. And we currently do not have a graveyard, just to throw that out there. I have literally no idea if this is a good build order. I'm just doing things that have bonuses. We need greed and communication for our recruitment. Okay, right click to go back. First land captured. Congratulations, you've captured your first land. Now you have access to new land that gives you more plots to build on, but you have also annoyed the previous owner, the Aril-ishes, and their potential allies. Fortunately, you can still try to make peace with them by offering them a gift if you don't want them to invade your lands. If you choose otherwise, you should start thinking about defense now, as they will definitely send a few troops against your lands. Very manageable at the start of the game. Remember, if you lose Crossroads, you lose the game. Okay, let's try to make peace just to learn the mechanic. So let's go back. So we want You own 3 buildings over 2 lands, total 13 plots. You need 3 more buildings to get to the next phase, a village. Okay. Exploration. We've explored 6 lands out of 114. We have 3 disciples who are idling. We don't have resources for another disciple. Right, we need, what was it? A graveyard? That was not it. Perks. So we need 4 crusaders or a graveyard. Okay, yep. Working on that. Inventory, tribes, and trade. Okay, this is probably it here. Tribes and trade. This is the tribe menu. The island is made of 4 lines going in 4 directions, north, west, south, or east, and is inhabited by several tribes. If your reputation with those tribes is low, they'll start invading your closest land. If it's high, they'll become your allies and grant you their blessings in order to boost your disciples in combat. If you select one of the tribes that is listed here, you'll be able to see their disciples, offer them gifts, and open up trade routes. Okay. So to the north are the Onakis, who have craftwork skill. Trade is impossible. They care for others. They live to love. They worship their leader. They worship the soil. They think life has no purpose. They trust science. Doctrine, altruism, hedonism, individualism, conservatism, existentialism, rationalism. They own 6 land and 18 disciples. We have 3 for reference. You have 10 reputation points with the Onakis, and that's probably because we have existentialism. They trade craft work for +1 skill. You cannot open a trade route because we do not produce any craft work. They have no allies. You can become their allies at 40 reputation. Okay. We've made these guys mad. We can trade craft work for vanity. They believe in order. They refuse any kind of pleasure. They care about personal merit. They're good builders. Uh-oh. They believe in astrology. They believe everything has meaning. Okay. 27 disciples, minus 50 reputation. Oh, that's not good. Yuck. They trade craftswork for vanity. We don't know about their allies. Okay. And Dentuns, who have remedies for stability. Okay. So look, can we just give you the gem? Show the disciples used by them. Sure. Artisan, huntress, madman, philosopher. Okay, that's light armor. That's a medium one. A madman. Healer. Heals 1 random ally for 3 to 4 hit points on the turn. Poisoner. Range. Attacks have a 30% chance of inflicting poison. Those seem really good. Okay, offer a gem. 10 reputation. We're at negative 50. How do I know how many gems I have? Let's just do it. A gem was sent to them. Your reputation increases by 10 points. We were at war with them. Now we have no more gems. Okay, back. Back. Okay, so we have production. Change the building land to west number 2. Here we have a +1 faith slot. So obviously, if you're actively working a building on this plot, you'll receive +1 faith. So we could just build whatever here, I suppose. Okay, so we're not building any greed. Do we have anything that produces greed? Faith, benevolence, faith, vanity. Benevolence, faith, faith, faith. Wooden house, vanity. Workshop. None of those produce greed. Worrisome. If that's the case, carpenter's house, skill if adjacent to a lumberjack. Faith plot bonus is 1. Okay, so if we produced, let's back out here. Back out of there. Tribes. We could trade craftswork for skill or vanity. None of those are greed either. Building queue is 3. Does that, or do we have separate build queues, or are these the same? Herbalist shop wants to be next to a gardener cabin. Gardener cabin. Produces the following trade commodity vegetables. Inspiration, which we're getting some of. We can build a shelter. Adjacency for a wooden house. Wooden house gives knowledge and vanity. Okay, let's just build the wooden house there, and then we'll build the shelter next to it. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just picking some stuff to try it. Okay, exploration. So in the north, you order a disciple to investigate surroundings already investigated. We could preach. Engage in combat. Okay, so I don't think we want to do that. So send a disciple to explore. And Landon is in the north, so we would send Landon. Okay. In the west, West 1, West 2, which is what we conquered. We did not conquer West 1 because there's a warlock there. Got it. West 3 has some more faith stuff. West 4, there's an idol of fertility we have not investigated. We could explore further. Okay, so West 4, approach the idol of fertility. You find a small shrine dedicated to love and fertility. Someone has left here an idol that represents a naked woman sitting in yoga position. We could pray to her for 2 health. We could steal it for 2 vanity. We need health, actually, so I will pray to the idol for some health. Apparently that was good. Order a disciple here. We'll send the scout. Okay. I think we're going to leave the militia unit where he's at and defend what we conquered. But we should probably have him do something. So, West 1. Militia is idling. Show current location. Investigate current location. Rename, auto-name, banish. Set defensive mode. Don't show it's idling. Imbue essence. Okay, so we didn't have a train button. Okay, let's have him investigate, even though he's slower. Since I want him there to defend anyways. Can we go back to the beginning and start over? Hey, Rosetta. I just realized I can minimize stream and listen to it and really keep up since it was being narrated but being text-based. Yes, you could. Kraftwerk, the German electronic brand from the 70s and 80s, highly respected. Imagine believing in science. Known for having the longest song. Oh, there you go. Hey, Juan, good to see you, man. Thank you very much for your year of support. I noticed you clicked over to the green icon the other day. How's the wall of text? So far, so interesting, I have to say. I don't know how well it'll stream, but I'm enjoying it. Disciples praying, is it Dominions all over again? The dev did say that he thought I would like it because I like Dominions, so I think he's onto something. Okay, we have everyone doing something now. We are producing buildings. We're doing exploration. We can't recruit until we get some more communication. What's in our inventory? This is the inventory menu. Through your adventures, you will collect various items that will be listed here under 3 different categories. Consumables affect your disciples and are automatically used in combat. Essences act like equipment, improve the stats of your disciples. Tribe gifts are valuable objects that can increase your reputation with any tribe. Okay. We have no gifts. We have 1 essence of hope. This essence can be imbued within a disciple who has at least 2 wisdom. It provides a map speed. Okay. Tribes train, milestone. Okay, we were in here before. So build a farm. Can't do that yet. Gain 20 reputation points through preaching. Okay, we could do that. We did have that option. Super disciple, get some traits. Become the overlord of a tribe. Build a charity. Discover all west. Okay. I think that's it for the turn. A young couple came to us this morning. They've been engaged for years, but the war always kept them apart. Now they would like to get married here on the island and build a new life. So we can say, of course, marry them, which is 2 stability, or sorry, we have other things to do, 2 skill. I mean, we just prayed to a fertility god. Of course, marry them. We have a lot of faith built up. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but we have a lot of faith. Yeah, we're getting +2 to that. Disciples. Sort disciples. No. Recruit. This is the recruitment menu. From here, you can spend resources in order to enroll new disciples that you previously unlocked through doctrines. Disciples have various stats and traits that can be impacted in many ways during the game. You don't need to analyze all the stats right away. They all have pros and cons. However, try to keep an eye on their main characteristics, which is hit points, armor, damage multipliers, and traits. All disciples have dynamic costs. The more you have, the more expensive they get. Okay. To recruit a new disciple, you have to unlock the doctrine. Scouts and militias are considered to be generic. Each disciple has 1 or several costs. The generic disciples cost wealth. Most other disciples take 2 resources. One thing to remember is that each cost will increase depending on the number we have. The more you have, the more expensive. This rule ensures that you can replenish your army without too much frustration, but also forces you to diversify your troops. Interesting balance thought there. I didn't want to have... Okay, there. The spawn point represents land where your disciple will be recruited. It can be land you conquered, but also land you bought, like mines or plantations. Okay. This setting reveals two extra information per disciple. The number of disciples you own of each type, the exact formula of the cost. I don't think I need to worry about that right now. Crusader. Costs 3 communication and 3 greed. Okay, we can get one. Yes. Do you want to recruit a Crusader at Crossroads? Wait, no. Change spawn point to West 2. Give me a Crusader. Yes. You've recruited your first Crusader. You will now be redirected to the order menu where you can rename your disciple and give him a move order, among other things. At this stage of the game, your first priority should be expansion of your territory. Otherwise, you won't have enough plots to construct more buildings. Be sure to compare your damage multipliers with the enemy armor and vice versa. Otherwise, the chances of winning might be thin. Okay. So this is Jose. Very close, actually. But instead of Jose Crusader, I just mentioned him. It's Juan the Crusader. In honor of his 1 year as a member. Thank you again, Juan. It's a great audio stream and be a good 4X game for blind playing. If the menu items could be turned to text to TTY. I assume you mean text to speech. What's the objective? Apparently we need to do the things on our milestones. So I guess there's randomized victory conditions, by what I understand. So for us, we need to build a farm. We need to do 20 preaching. We need a super disciple. We need a vassal. We need to build a charity, and we need to master the West. Discover all lands in the West. I'm already seeing something like strategy-wise. If I wasn't following the tutorial, I think that you should scout the tribes out, and you should probably pick the tribe that your troop type counters the best. I don't know if that's the case for us. So if we go here, show the disciples. So light, medium, light, medium. What does our Crusader do? Back, back, back. Disciple, 1. So 1, controlled by you, rename, show current location, banish. Essence. Okay, I can't see his stats in there. What about here? Recruit, Crusader. Okay, heavy armor, and we have a chance to do bleeding. So melee versus... Okay, so melee versus medium is his specialty, because we do 1.5 times damage. Okay, that makes sense. So we would do 15 damage instead of 10. We have 100. Yeah, this is like a way tougher troop than a militia. Like the way tougher. So in melee, we only do half damage with our militia unit, who is a medium armor troop. Does have 3 dodge. Our Crusader has 5. So Crusader's like a way better unit. Okay, can we also recruit, change spawn point to Crossroads, a scout? We need 11 wealth. So the answer is no. I wanted 1 scout to go in every direction, but I don't think that can happen. 5 wealth for a militia. We need 7 communication and 9 greed for our next Crusader. We need 4 Crusaders to get our perk, so we need to kind of work on that. Okay, exploration. In the west, 2 disciples. Juan is idling. Instead of idling, would you... I don't want you to auto-explore. I don't think we want you to do this. I think we want you to kind of defend. I guess we just say set defensive mode. Back. Okay. Back. And back. Okay, 2 other unread messages. Enemies getting stronger. We received a few reports from various parts of the island. Our scouts are counting more disciples than they saw before, as the other tribes seem to recruit more people over time. It's worrying, to say the least. So we should definitely keep an eye on our enemies. Okay. Building completed. The laboratory on Crossroads has been completed. The next building is a well. Okay, good, because we need some health, because we're losing 1 health per turn. I think we're done. Oh, you're very welcome, Juan. Appreciate the support. While you were exploring the surroundings of your young settlement, we found something interesting. Let's see. An elixir. This can be used in combat to heal our disciples. Okay, that's good. We used one of those. This will be useful. So, do we have one in here now? Yeah, antidote 1, elixir 1. So those are all used up automatically. That's interesting. So I can't control who gets to use our healing items. So we can't just like let the militia die, aka. Building completed. We completed the well. Okay. We are still doing a shelter and a wooden house. We're still looking for a way that we can build more greed. We're only getting 1 greed right now, which is not enough. We need more greed. Okay. Exploration. All right, in the north. North 1. Frozen plot. What's that? That did not do it. North 1. Frozen plot. Doesn't really say, but it's blue, which seems to be like call your attention to something. Show tribe options? Oh, okay, we can just get to that menu from there. I see. Other enemies. A giant bull. 3 initiative, 100 HP, and it's a heavy troop. It deals double damage to heavies. So we would want medium troops here, probably. Beast can be tamed by a Beastmaster. Ravager gains 0.1 melee multiplier for each successful melee hit. Essential gives an essence on death. Brawler cannot do ranged attacks. Okay, interesting. And North 2, we have a disciple for favorable plot, controlled by the Onychus. Okay, disciple. Landon is in the north, and I want you to explore, investigate current location. That's what I want. Okay, do it. And in the west, we have Orion, who is idling. I think we're going to tell him, let's try the auto-explore the west. One of our goals is to explore the entire west, so we'll just have him try that, I guess. We can't afford anything. We are already building things. Let's end that turn. We've seen a female fox coming every night around the hearth while people are having a chat. We got used to her and named her Amber. How cute. One lesser essence of fox. Chase it away. We don't want to catch any diseases. -1 benevolence. I don't think foxes are known to carry diseases particularly. How cute. +1 lesser essence. Okay, so is that in my inventory? Yeah, okay. So we have an essence of hope, which gives some map move speed. I'm kind of saving that in case we need somebody to like rush to a different front. That's my thought. Lesser essence of the fox. This essence can be imbued within any disciple who has at least 2 wisdom. It provides a dodge. Okay. Remember, essences apparently are like gear, so we can thug out our troops. We're definitely not giving those away. Production. We still have things in the queue. We have 5 messages. Oh, hey, we're also a village. Does that mean we're in phase 2? Investigation complete. Wesley, militia, has investigated West 2 and found an antidote. Rumor of enemy activity. We just heard that the Araligs are getting ready to attack our lands from the west. Unfortunately, we don't have more information. The playgrounds has been completed. Next building's a house. Our colony's growing. We've reached a new phase in our development. Our colony is now a village. We've unlocked new buildings. Wisdom and essences. You have just received an essence. In case you didn't notice yet, essences are used to imbue your disciples with some of your mystic power that improves their characteristics. Each disciple has a maximum capacity of essences. This capacity cannot be modified. They also have a wisdom stat that is increased after each battle. To be imbued with an essence, a disciple must have 1 free capacity, all cost 1, and various amounts of wisdom, generally 1 to 3 depending on the strength of the essence. Note that the only way to retrieve your essences from a disciple is to sacrifice the disciple on an altar. Well, that's foreboding. Everyone's like, everyone wants an essence until... Okay, so we have 2 more things that we're producing. I like that. Change building land, back to crossroads. Build on a plot. Ah, we do. Oh, we have lots of new buildings. A bakery, a branding room, a community center, a dyer kiosk, an explorer camp, a farm, a graveyard. We need the graveyard. A greenhouse, a healer hut, a library, a magic pond, a market, a pub, a school, a stockade, a stone house, a stone pit, a weaver shop, and a wooden sculpture. We also need to build a farm. Consumes a health. Well, that's not good. And it produces a skill and another skill next to a branding room. Trader. We still don't have trader. Okay, let me go back and look at perks. Here. You already know this doctrine. You can cancel the doctrine, but won't be able to adopt it again later. Oh, no. Wait a minute. So can I just do these? Oh, okay. I can just pay to unlock other doctrines. Okay. Okay, I see. So when we do those events in the early game, we might try to stack up some stats. Like we have 11 faith and we're not doing anything with it. So I assume you probably cost faith. 10 faith to unlock. Or 10 knowledge. Okay. Okay, so we could get mysticism, which would give us a ranged unit. I guess that's good. We don't have a ranged unit yet. He does poison attacks. It's a zealot. It costs faith and inspiration. Both are things that our current guy does not cost. So that would be good. And the damage is good against light. Our crusader is good against medium. Okay, I like that a lot. I kind of think I want to try to get a troop that's good against each type. I'm just thinking to diversify a little bit. And with that faith bonus we're getting, we are really strong on that. We're making a +2. Sure, let's get some faith. Are you sure you want to choose the following doctrine? Mysticism. This will impact your reputation, bonus or malice of 10. Sure. We've unlocked mysticism. All right, perks. This is what I wanted to actually look at. All right, necromancy. We need a graveyard and we need 4 disciples with the trait profaner. I don't know how to get trait profaner. It doesn't say here. All of your disciples, yeah, that would be really good. And then we have mysticism. Champion is in a eparch. We need 4 zealots, which would unlock that unit. Gotcha. And conversion. Have a temple, have 20 communication. Preaching gives you a chance to convert 1 disciple per turn. Ooh. So we could steal troops, is what you're saying. Have a temple. Okay, temple is also something we might want then. And then in milestones, if we just build a farm, we get an elixir. But I don't think I want to build that in our crossroads because we only have 1 spot left. So something that needs an adjacency is probably not a good plan. All right, so do we have anything here? Provides adjacency. Okay, we could consume a benevolence to get inspiration. We could consume a faith to get inspiration. Consume faith. Okay, so these tier 2 things seem to mostly consume. I see. Consume greed. Do we still not have anything that produces greed? Oh, there's one. Consumes wealth and gives greed. Okay, no good there. Okay, so a market could fit in here, but we would need to produce some wealth first. Did any of these produce wealth? Stability, health, vanity. Yes, a workshop. And there's no adjacency bonus. Okay, we'll build a workshop there next. Okay. Exploration. No, let's do disciples. Juan is defending. Landon is investigating the north. Orion is scouting west, which is a witch's hut. And Wesley is idling in West 2. So we have Juan and Wesley in West 2. View essence, set defensive mode, banish, auto rename. Rename. Okay, let's pull out of here. Exploration. Do we count on maybe Juan being able to hold it himself? I kind of want to scout south and east a little bit. And we're nowhere near getting enough wealth to get a scout. Yeah, let's do south. I want send somebody to scout, and Wesley head over there. Okay. All right, now all my disciples are busy. We did not see you in the last house of Legacy Lives. Hey, Raven, good to see you. We're playing something weird tonight. All right, in the turn. Apparently, we're either allying or fighting these other tribes. We've discovered a strange plant no one has ever seen before. Some say it looks poisonous, others think it's a blessing. It looks delicious, let's eat it. Or let's not take a risk. I mean, obviously it looks delicious, right? We boiled it well, but it has a strange taste. I think I'm gonna get sick. You're gonna be fine, -1 health. We are still losing health. We need that well to get finished. All right, investigation complete. Landon investigated North 2 and found an antidote. Tribe discovered. Abnapes. While exploring the land in West 6, we met a new tribe, the Abnapes. After talking to them, we made a few observations. They believe in order, they celebrate life, they see themselves as one, they care about nature, they believe in astrology, they believe in what they know. They have 2 allies, they trade remedies for greed. Because of their ideology, our reputation starts at -20. And our building is completed. Investigation up here. Landon. Okay, go north. Go north to unexplored land. Landon is moving to the unexplored land. Okay. So my disciples. Juan is defending. Landon is moving further north. Orion is auto-exploring west. Wesley is moving to the south. We still don't have enough stuff to recruit anyone else, just to double check. This would be Zealot. 4 faith we don't have, and an inspiration we do have. So next turn, we'll have enough faith to get a Zealot. Okay. I feel like we need to conquer some more land. We're going to run out of building space pretty soon. So, exploration. Oh, we also had this warlock that we needed to fight. I should have thought about that before I sent him off too far. You know what? Leslie, change my mind. I want you to go north. Which one of these... Yeah. Which one of these has that warlock in it? Other enemies. No, that's the giant bull. No, not north. We want west. Explore west. West 1 has a judge and a warlock. Judge? And a warlock. Okay, now there's multiples there. Okay, maybe we don't mess with that. Okay, let's just head south and we'll go scout that in turn. There's a man on a podium who requires your presence. Will you go? All right, why not? You arrive at the front of a small podium where one man is standing and talking to a few people passing by. His face brightens up as soon as he sees you. It seems that your presence has given him confidence, so his voice gets suddenly louder. Have you not realized the sun is just like hell? It always is burning and melting, and it can project waves of fire at great distance, and yet we cannot live without it. We depend on its heat to survive. We are in fact fueled by hell. The man stops for a moment, hoping for the crowd to react, but nothing happens, so he continues. And let me tell you something, hell is growing. The sun is growing to devour us if we keep luring our children into comfort and sins. We keep feeding them with vices, but no one seems to notice. Am I the only one to see that we are repeating the same mistakes over and over? This is nonsense. The sun is not growing. Do you have any proof? Or I've heard enough of this. Sounds like nonsense. Our leader here is asking for proof, asking for reason, but reason has only ever led us to chaos. So why should we justify our actions with reason? Has reason ever made us virtuous? Has reason ever made us great? If we're here on this island, it's not because of reason or logic. It's because of necessity. The sun has shown us the path by pouring light on the island for us to see. We don't need reason. We need a fearful guide that will keep us away from greediness. I hate this guy. Maybe, but the sun is not going to devour us. That's a lie. Faith is always stronger than rationality, brothers. Science didn't make us better. Only faith did. The true nature of our colony is to find the peace we never had in our mainland. Whatever fate leads us, we need to stay together, and we need to see past the truth and fairness. Now listen carefully, because I'm telling you that if you do not fear the wrath of the sun, you will perish during your journey. Fear is what is greater than you. Accept your fate with adversity, and only then will you survive those difficult times. Oh my goodness, this guy. Yeah, I think this guy enjoyed that plant a little more than the rest of us. We could ignore him. We gain a madness essence. Arrest the crazy guy or he'll soon turn against each other. +3 cruelty. Or amen, brother. Amen, brother. 3 faith, -3 stability. I mean, we could use the faith, and I have the stability. I don't need any cruelty at the moment. And essence, I mean, I don't know what that does. We'll ignore him. I want to see what an essence of madness is. All right, what was it? This essence is imbued within a disciple with 3 wisdom. It provides 4 base damage, -15 hit points, -1 accuracy and dodge. Okay, so like a berserker blessing. Okay, interesting. Tribe discovered, Dowakis. While exploring the land to the south, we met a new tribe, the Dawakis. After talking to them, we made a few observations. They are welcoming, they celebrate life, they believe in the greater good, they sleep outside, they think life has no purpose, they believe in everything has a meaning. They have no allies. See, this would have been a good war target. They trade vegetables for wealth. Interesting. And they like us because of our ideology. All right, maybe we could make friends with Dawakis. And we completed a building. We're queued up for a workshop. Okay, so... let's see, south. Vegetables for wealth. That would be good. Their blessing is against light. Maximum range +4, combat speed, melee versus medium. Okay, this is... oh, the Onakas would be pretty nice. Just a straight up 0.5 damage bonus, or multiplier, I guess that is. You can become their ally at 40 reputation. Okay, and their overlord at 100. We do need to be in someone's overlord to win. They will attack you if reputation falls to -30. Yeah, so we're gonna get attacked by the Auralicious. Yeah, nothing I can do about that. Back. Okay, recruitment. Give me a zealot. Do you want to recruit a zealot at Crossroad? No. Or maybe I do. Can we send him west for the fight that we think's coming? Alright, let's change spawning point to west 2. And we'll spawn a zealot. Yes. Your zealot joins the colony. And then bang your microphone. Alright, zealot. The focus is range. Current order is idling. We'll rename this one. Just in honor of the generous gifted memberships. This will be Blasterbot. Blasterbot, the zealot. Go west. Explored, 3 disciples, 2 land, 2 invaders. Incoming invaders. Okay, hang on. Let's back out of here. So if we look at exploration... okay, so this is linear. It's not like this seems to be like splitting up or anything. So this... a madman and an artisan are coming to attack me. Alright. Talk to the slaver. There's a slaver on the land. Talk to him. The slaver has 2 disciples to sell. One of them is Abanaps, but is a bit sick at the moment. The other one is from a distant land and is not sick. We could buy the disciple, 5 wealth, 5 health. We could buy the other -10 wealth. We have no wealth. Leave. Okay, so, but we could come back to him. Okay. Do we move here and try to attack, I guess? Witch's hut. You cannot conquer this land. This abandoned hut is entangled between 2 majestic trees. Although it is empty, you can still hear whispers of the previous owner. If you send a disciple to meditate here for 2 turns, they'll receive the following trait. Healer. Heals a random ally for 3 to 4 points every turn. Ooh. Maybe our zealot could come here and learn to be a healer since he's a ranged class? We know that we have some invaders on the way. Maybe we meet them part way? Yeah, let's do that. Do both of my disciples have the same map move? So 1. Map speed is 2. And Blaster... map speed is 2. Okay. 1. Group. This is the group menu. Here you can organize your disciples into groups. The main purpose is simply to be able to move several disciples all at once. Be careful though. Orders will be given to the whole group as it is. If you have disciples with different move speed, they will not be synchronized. Man, it's like I've played video games for like the past, I don't know, many decades. Create a new group. Name the group. The Salters. Alright. Add a disciple. 1. You're in. And Blasterbot, you're in. You 2 are part of the Salters. Back. Alright. In the west. I want to go to the witch's hut. 2 disciples are now moving to the witch's hut. Okay. So disciples, Juan and Blasterbot are moving ETA 2 turns. Landon is idling in the north at a necromancer tower. You cannot conquer this land. This isolated tower is covered with snow and seems abandoned. It is said that anyone who spends enough time here will receive the curse of the undead. If you send a disciple to meditate here for 2 turns, they'll receive the following trait. Hey, we needed this. Profaner. Raise 1 skeleton from a corpse at the end of every battle. We need 3 disciples that have this. Okay, Landon, start meditating. Landon is now meditating. Okay. Wesley, exploration. Show me the south. You have not investigated the land. It has a sacred plot. Okay, so go here. Wesley. Investigate current location. Okay. I have to say, simple so far, but I can see myself getting drawn into this, especially because I think all these lands and whatnot are randomized if I'm picking up what he's throwing down here. I love the idea of randomized win conditions a lot. Okay, so my plan right now, we need more land. And since we've already started a war in the West, I think we're going to do that. We can't beat what's in West 1, but maybe West 3. There's 1 enemy here. A giant falcon can be tamed by a beastmaster. How do I get a beastmaster? Okay, maybe we don't mess with that. Actually, hang on a second. What did that say? No, not here. West 3. Ah, look at this. There's some other of those guys. So we could conquer this. Maybe. I don't know if that means we'd have to fight the Falcon, but we'd have to fight these guys. Medium, medium, and a light. So we're not really equipped enough for that. Okay. The tutorial had us start a war very early, I feel. I think we could have done this easier. A dungeon. Hang on, let's... Exploration in the West. Dungeon. Tell me more about the dungeon. Order disciples on this land to explore the dungeon. Not enough idle disciples. Okay, got it. And then this guy is going to go explore further. Yeah, that's fine. I think we're just going to have this scout run through here because... Discover all lands in the West. Reward 10 of all resources. So we're just going to have him blitz that if he can. All right, let's end that turn. A guy came up with a card game he invented a few days ago. And everyone is playing. How wonderful. Playing games is bad. Everyone knows it. Burn the cards. Oh, no. Or I want to play. +1 communication, -1 skill. Okay, we have 0 skill. Am I allowed to pick this? I am. You're allowed to go into the negatives. Interesting. Currently playing... Oh, it's telling us the music. Well, there you go. That's interesting. 1 message. Building completed. Okay, we need to queue something else up. Back. Okay, so what do we need? We need some more wealth, really. Yeah, give me this screen again. Resource statistics. Crossroads podium is +1. Yeah, I need some wealth. I want some more scouts really badly. We're also still losing health, which is not great. I guess I'm thinking of health like I'm gonna die, but I guess that's not true. These are just resources. I really am feeling like, though, I would like to not be in negatives for those things. Okay, so we're not going to be able to build anything here because we're full. We'll change building land to West 2. We have 4 plots. A carpenter. Okay, we probably want the phase 2 stuff. And I want something. Well, actually, we do have okay amounts agreed now. Skill and health is what I'm looking for at the moment. And we have spare knowledge or faith is what we could spend and not feel bad about it. Okay, so I'm looking for skill. Okay, here we go. We could trade a knowledge for a skill. Protection per turn. Low skill output halved. Depleting. Will become abandoned building in 20 turns. Will evolve into a quarry when you reach the next phase. Okay, interesting. Okay, I kind of like that. Let's build a stone pit here, I guess. Okay. All right, we're still looking for something to produce wealth, though. Stability that consumes wealth. Farm produces skill. I guess instead of stone pit, we could do a farm, but it consumes health, and we're already having health problems. Explorer's camp. Royalty. Okay, a bakery. 1 wealth. Consumes a benevolence, but we are making +1 benevolence. Okay, so we are getting a penalty for being in negative at skill. That is good to know. +1 if adjacent to a market. So we build a bakery, and then we put a market next to it, which consumes its wealth and gives us a greed. I don't think I want to do that yet, so let's just leave that alone. And no other adjacencies. A magic pond. Consumes vanity and gives faith. Alright, let's just leave that alone for now. We're moving to go fight. We're exploring. We set up our buildings. Just to double check. Everyone has something that they're doing. Recruitment-wise, we can't afford anybody. Intern. A child fell into the well and fortunately got rescued quickly. We got lucky this time, but we can't let it happen again. Make it safe. We don't have any wealth, or I'm sure it won't happen again. Yeah, they learned their lesson. Kids will never fall for the same thing twice. All right, so we would like to get a little bit of everything so that we don't have these negative problems. Yeah. All right, let's do our messages. Meditation completed. Scout Landon has finished meditating at the Necromancer Tower, gained the trait Profaner. But it appears that our disciple has awakened a fearful creature. Uh-oh. Exploration. North. Necromancer Tower. Necromancer. Focuses on melee. 320 HP. Times 10 versus medium. Oh my goodness. Forbids recruitment on haunted land. This ancient creature is particularly dangerous. It's a bleeder and it's an undead. You know what, Landon? I feel like it's time to go. Yeah, let's we should definitely check out over here what's over here, Landon. Why don't you head on out? A production problem. The following building didn't produce anything. A workshop. Wooden house. Hey, what's the problem with my workshop? Because we have no skill to turn into wealth. Okay, I'm seeing why that's a problem. Building completed. Stone pit. Shortage of skill. Our lack of skill is impacting productivity of our buildings. As long as the skill remains low, our output will be halved. That is cripplingly bad. Is what it is. Okay, guys up north, where are you at? Or no, guys in the west. Did we pass each other in the night here? Order a group to move here. The Salters. I hope that's okay. Intern. Last night you fell asleep near a river. Around midnight you woke up alarmed by a distant voice. It sounded like a woman singing, but after a while you understood it's just the sound of the river. I don't believe it. It was a voice. It was a spirit. Get some more faith, which we're making plenty of faith. Or we could get some knowledge. We're making less of that. Silly me. Tribe discovered. Mescus. While exploring the land in North 4, we met a new tribe, the Mescus. After talking to them, we made a few observations. They're very hospitable. They refuse any kind of pleasure. They only work for the community. They sleep outside. They have no laws. They believe in the afterlife. They have an ally. They trade meat for communication. Because of our ideology, we have plus 20 points. We explored south and found an elixir. We're still having workshop problems. We finished the bakery. Yeah, we really need to conquer something. We're gonna run out of production space. Give me exploration. Okay, they are definitely marching to here, and we're not catching up. So West 2, order a group to move here. I guess my plan to go attack them didn't work. I think I messed up. All right, hopefully we'll get there in time to defend. I hope. All right, in the south, send disciple to do it. That's gonna be Wesley. Okay. In the north, North 4, there's an igloo. Visit the igloo. You see a strange blue halo humming around the igloo. When trying to enter the small dwelling, you feel a sudden and terrible cold. The sensation is so strong you're forced to move back. You need a tonic to enter. Okay. Okay. Let's order a disciple to investigate, and it's going to be Landon. Okay. We have not gone east. We've gone a little bit south. We know about the slaver, and we know about that and the necromancer. Okay, we've done all those. Production. Yeah, plus we're failing this because we don't have any health. I see. Got the bakery. Okay, so we need to produce some skill. Do we have anything in the tier 1 stuff? We could do a carpenter cabin, and we would get a skill if it's adjacent to a lumberjack camp. None and none. Okay, so these basically just take up a lot of room, is what that's telling me. A painter's atelier. Is that new? And a pen. Okay, give me a lumberjack camp and a carpenter house. We got to fix that problem. Bye, guys. Need to go. Okay, see you later, Raven. Have a good one. Okay, now that music's really quiet. Let me turn that up just a smidgen. Okay, in that term, I'm looking for that fight. Hopefully we'll be able to defend our land. One of our citizens believe a portal to a demonic dimension has opened. In the laboratory! He says he got all the coordinates from a voice in the sky. Maybe he's right, we could lose a faith. Arrest him, he's obviously crazy. The toilets are sacred. Sacred plot. What are the odds? Those toilets are sacred! Obviously. Tribe discovered the Chabogos. Alright, they have an ally. They trade timber for cruelty, not wood for sheep. We don't share any doctrines. Production problem, yeah, we know about that. Building complete. No more space. We have a shortage of land. We cannot build anything if we don't conquer some more territory. But don't panic, because it's not the only solution. Each plot has a menu where you can pause, burn down, or dismantle a building. Easy way to make some more room. Be careful though, burning down a plot will cause a plot malice that will affect anything we build on it. Okay. Alright, exploration, west. Here we are. Here they are. I want to attack these. Oh, here we go. Disengage combat. 2 disciples are currently engaged. How do I see that? Disciples? Sort them by direction. Ooh, okay, I like that. So you guys... defending against them. Alright, so we're going to have combat at the end of turn. That's what's going to happen. Okay. Juan and Blasterbot, it's all up to you guys. If you fail, I think we've lost this game, frankly. Okay, so our disciples, everyone has something that they're doing this turn except for Wesley. Damn it, Wesley. Get to work. That's no. Exploration south. You have not investigated this land yet. We're not very good at investigating with these guys. Let's go and explore with Wesley. Maybe, and then here we'll turn around, we'll go east, just to see if there's anything close by. Back. Okay, can we recruit anything? You cannot recruit disciple, change spawning point to crossroads. We could get another crusader. Yes. You want to recruit a new crusader? Yes. A new crusader joins. Okay. And we would like you to go west to here. Okay. No whammy, no whammy. Yeah. Good luck, boys. I think we're good. I don't know. It looked like we had a good matchup, but maybe I'm wrong about that. All right, we can't recruit anything else. We need 11 communication. We're down to 2. We need wealth. We need wealth. A zealot would need 12 faith and 5 inspiration. So next turn we'll be able to get another zealot. Back. In turn. Okay, here's the combat. Yeah, I was right. So we're fighting in a glade. Controlled by me. We have 2 people here and 1 person's on the way. Okay, now the music's a banging. Let me know if that's too loud now. Shelter, wooden house, stone pit, yeah. Battle in West, 2v2. Group blessing, we don't have any. Combat. So the zealot is ranged in the rear and Juan is melee in the front. Yep. And you target, am I not able to? Melee, okay, combat styles range, melee range, stay put. I guess that's okay. So we have a madman and an artisan, both of which are light. So Blasterbot as a zealot does 50% more damage to those light units. Okay, we have a light and a heavy. All right, so if Madman gets to Blaster, he's gonna deal 3x damage. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And Caden does extra damage against heavies, which is not great. Okay. Maybe this is not a good matchup. Back. No, not back. Start battle. I guess that's it. Start battle. Let's skip the movement phase. Round 4 begins. Okay, yeah, this just gets us to when we start chucking spears at each other. Zealot moved. Juan moved. The artisan moved. The artisan shoots at Juan and inflicts 14 damage. Okay, that's not a good start. Next round. The madman shoots at Juan but misses. Blasterbot has poisoned the madman. Juan shoots the madman and does 9 damage. Okay, so where are we at? So Blaster is at full HP. Juan has taken a good chunk of damage. Madman has taken a good chunk of damage, and the artisan is still fresh. Okay, next round. The madman takes poison damage. Blasterbot shoots at the madman for 16 more damage and is poisoned. And is no longer I assume that means our old poison wore off and we got a new one. He's already down to half HP. They shot at one and they missed. And now they're reloading. They shot at 1 and missed. They shot at Giovanni and inflicted 9 damage. Okay, good. Yeah, we seem to be focus firing the madman, which is totally fine. Get rid of him. The zealot shoots Giovanni for 16 damage. The artisan shot Juan for 14 damage. Bunch of moving and reloading. We did 16 more damage to the... Okay, we're almost killing the madman. He's really close. Juan is still pretty good. Reloading, reloading. We inflicted 16 damage to the madman. Blasterbot killed Giovanni. The zealot is now targeting Kaiden. They shot at Juan and missed. The crusader strikes at artisan but was dodged. Next round. Yeah, so we have... This is our zealot here in the back. And this is Juan up here in melee. So I see how this works. We inflicted 9 damage and we cut him, so now he's bleeding. So how you doing? You are down some, but you're still really good against my crusader, which I don't like. But it's a 2v1 now, so hopefully we'll be okay. I'm hearing some didgeridoo. Is that what summons up Droog? We just gotta get a little didgeridoo up in this. Good morning, how's it going? I'm completely clueless. Right now, Juan and Blasterbot are fighting for their lives against some enemy tribesmen. There you go. You're up to date. Alright, the zealot is getting closer. The artisan strikes and is dodged and is bleeding. And Juan hits Kaiden for 9 damage. We both hit. They're no longer bleeding. We don't love that. Kaiden strikes Juan. How you doing, Juan? 76. I think we're going to win the damage race just because it's a 2v1. But I do see why these damage multipliers are very, very important. And actually, I was incorrect. So the artisan, when he was doing range, got the bonus, but now that he's in melee, he's only doing half damage. So I think Juan is going to be just fine. Yeah, I think Juan's going to be just fine. We bunch of hitting. We just keep hitting each other. We got the cut. So Juan is down to 64, but he's down to 21. Holy crap, Juan and this dude are just cutting the crap out of each other. Juan strikes Kaiden and inflicts 9 damage. Juan killed Kaiden. Dead, dead. That's right. Accept the outcome. Last night at the bonfire, a lady stood up and recited a poem. Everyone was filled with joy, and her words continued to resonate in our minds all during the night. How beautiful. 1 inspiration, 1 stability. Hey, we got our skill up to 0 also. You can recruit another disciple. Your building queue is empty. You have no free plots. We have 4 idlers and 2 invaders are coming. All right, I understand how this works a little bit more. Investigation complete. Landon investigated North 4, found a chest buried under some rocks. After investigating, he realized it was empty and tried to find the contents elsewhere in vain. +1 greed. Some of our scouts say there's enemy activity in West 3. Apparently, the Arlans are getting ready to launch an attack. Building complete. We completed the crafter's warehouse, but now we're out of land. Okay, so we need to conquer some more land in the west. So West 3 would be the next logical place to go. I don't know if we'd have to fight this falcon. I'm gonna pretend that we don't. So, but if I move, then they're gonna move up and attack. So I'm gonna have to wait. We have 3 disciples here. We have another crusader. All right, I think we're all just gonna defend here. So I want you to set defensive mode. Yeah, the Salters are defending. Malachi. We'll rename this. You know what? You're not Malachi. You're Droog. All right, Droog the Crusader. Yeah, we're gonna have to stay here because they're gonna move up. So if I move, then we'll pass each other in the night, so to speak. There's also a huntress. She is defending this. She's a medium armor. She inflicts cripple, which reduces the target's dodge value. She's good against light. Burner. Ranged attacks have a 25% chance of inflicting burning. Right. I'm just considering maybe we could 1v1-er with Droog, but I don't think we can. We look at our disciples, look at Droog. Actually, Droog is good against medium. You know what, Droog? I want you to go west. To West 3. Okay. You're gonna 1v1 the Huntress. You got this. And we can't produce anything because we're out of room. Landon in the north is not busy. So exploration in the north. Yeah, we can't do anything to the igloo. And we've already investigated. Yep. Send to explore Landon. Okay. And then in the south, a Jinn sanctum. This remote sanctum in the middle of the desert is dedicated to the Jinns. Whoever prays to it will receive the power of speed. If you send a disciple to meditate here for 2 turns, they'll gain the following trait. Booster. Grants swiftness to a random ally at a time, which increases their speed by 2 for 5 turns. Okay, that sounds cool. Alright, Wesley. I want you to meditate here. And we'll get that ability in turn. Is there any chance of increasing the text contrast? I can look at the options. That's very generous. Some people were feeling so grateful that they have a proper house that they offered us a gift, plus 1 gem. Yeah, knowing what we know now, the tutorial had us give a gem to this tribe, but it didn't take us out of war stance, so that was a complete waste. We should have saved our gem for one of these other tribes that there's actually a chance. Let's look at settings here. No is the answer. Display mode's full screen. Nope. This is what it is. You may have, if you're watching on the phone especially, you may have to turn up your own brightness a little bit. It is kind of a weird brown color. I will say, like, seeing it on my own screen, it reads just fine. I can see why YouTube would make that a little hard to read, though. Okay, no other messages. We want to look at exploration west. Okay, here we go. So at here we have another man and a philosopher fighting the Salters. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. The philosopher is really good against medium armor. We don't have any medium armor. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. All right, in West 3, we have Droog versus Kinsey. Droog. Banish disciple, add disciple, and brew, auto investigate. Go to crossroad. No. Show current location. Order disciple to move, investigate. Breach, engaging. Yeah, here we go. Engage in combat against the landowners. Yes. 1 disciple has been engaged in combat. The battle will be solved at the end of turn. Okay. And that's it because I can't build. Yeah, running out of building space was really bad. We would not want to let that happen in the future. In this turn. All right, battle in West 2, 2v2. All right, I think our settings are just fine. Start battle, skip movement phase. The philosopher shoots at 1 and did 12 damage. Well, that's not a great start. All right, Next round. We shot and missed. The Philosopher shot Juan again for 12 damage and poisoned Juan. Juan, you alright, man? You better close really quick. Juan strikes Elonia. The Philosopher does 12 damage. Juan is reloading. Juan consumed an antidote. Juan is no longer poisoned. Elonia strikes Juan, did 12 damage. Juan strikes Elonia for 12. The Madman struck for 7. Juan strikes for 12. How you doing, Juan? You're at 75 already. That's not great. Elonia is hit but dodged. Strikes Juan. Blaster Box strikes the Madman for 16 damage. Juan strikes Elonia and inflicts 12. The Madman hits Juan. The Madman has been healed by 3 points by Elonia. And they strike Juan again. Juan is down to 44 HP. Blaster, I may need you to start blasting a little harder. Juan strikes Elonia, inflicts 12 damage, and cuts her so she starts bleeding. Strikes Juan for 12. The Philosopher is bleeding. Juan is healed by 40. That's right, we had some potions. Excellent, because you are gonna die, Juan. You still are in some trouble. 60 HP. We do have Elonia down to 37. Elonia is bleeding. Elonia is healed. Juan strikes. Juan is struck. Juan uses another healing potion. Juan's just chugging those potions. Strikes Elonia and started her bleeding again. Are you close? 5. Okay, good. I don't know how many more potions we have. Juan strikes Elonia and it kills her. The Madman shoots at Juan, does 7 damage. I think we're okay now. The Madman's gonna struggle to kill Juan. Okay, 16 and 9. The Madman shoots Blasterbot for 27 damage. Holy moly. Okay. Blaster misses. The Madman shoots Blaster for 27 damage. You die if you get hit again, Blaster. The Crusader shoots and does 9. Okay, the Crusader just blows the distance. I hope that means that he can't shoot anymore. Juan strikes the Madman, but it's dodged. The Madman strikes... Okay, it does seem like he can't shoot while he's engaged in melee. Okay, so if we could buff Juan's combat speed, I think that means he could close the distance faster. I hope so. Juan strikes the Madman, makes him bleed. He's down to 41 HP. I think we're okay. Unless he gets to shoot at Blasterbot again. Strikes Juan. Bleeding. We got him. Madman strikes Juan. The Crusader strikes the Madman and kills him. Juan, excellent job. Excellent job. Accept the outcome. We used up 2 potions, though. I don't know how many more of those we have left. All right, Drew, you're up. Okay, so all to the front, I suppose. Melee the Huntress. Yep. She deployed in the rear because I assume she wants to do range. And she's not going to do particularly well. Unless she cripples us. If she gets the cripple off, she's going to be able to shoot us for a really long time. Alright, skip the movement phase. She shot and missed. Droog hits her for 6. She crippled Droog. No, Droog missed. Okay, I read that backwards. Okay, that's not great. He's limping forwards. They're reloading. She hit again and crippled him. Now he's on fire. He's no longer crippled, but he is on fire. We're still on fire. She missed. Crusader is burning. All right, what are you at? 100 HP. She's got 92. I feel like once we're in melee, we will win, right? Because I'm looking at accuracies here. So in melee, I believe dodge is what matters, not accuracy, if I read that right. And she only has 4 dodge and we have 5, so I assume that's our advantage. Our base damage is 10, hers is 9. Droog strikes is dodged, and she strikes back, we dodge. They both hit each other, but Droog hits her twice as hard. So I feel like in a race we win. Again. Okay, we're just pounding each other for... Droog does 12, she only does 6, so we definitely end up winning this fight. 2 more rounds. Oh, and he finally got a cut, which will speed that up a little bit. Kinsey is dead. Droog wins with 58 HP left. Accept the outcome. That's not very nice. A small group of people told us that since we have a shrine, they can finally pray, and they feel happy and grateful. Isn't it lovely? We gain some faith. Or maybe we can ask them to support our cause. Yes! Greed and wealth. My favorite. Okay, messages 1. Wesley, militia, has finished meditating in the south. Gained the trait Booster, but it appears our disciple has awoken a fearful creature. Let me guess, a djinn? Okay, also, change building land. Yes, now we own West 3. Favorable plot for another faith. Holy moly, we are rolling in faith. We have 20 faith. Is that good? I feel like we're like maxed out. It turned green also. That was brutal. Yeah, these... I mean, it's funny how a little text battle can feel so epic. That's the same way I feel about Dominions. Needing to use 2 potions, though. How many do we have left, actually? That's a good question. We have no potions left. We definitely would have lost that combat without the potions. Okay, so... we're not making any benevolence or health or stability. It'd be nice if we were. Let me just put it that way. Production. We have a faith plot. Do we have anything that spins faith? We want to spin some faith. Health. Okay, we could do an explorer's camp, which gives knowledge and inspiration. We already have knowledge and inspiration, though. We could trade faith for more inspiration. The answer is no, we don't. Okay. So again, I'm looking at stability, health, and benevolence. I'm just trying to make all the things go up. Okay, a herbalist shop. We could gain some benevolence. Okay, Hunter's Lodge. Production per turn, stability 1. Provides an adjacency bonus for a pin. Okay, and a pin consumes benevolence. So probably not. We could consume inspiration. We really want to spend faith. Okay, I'm not in love with our options there. What about the farm? Health? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that a little more. Recruitment. We could get a militia. I kind of want to scout though. Cost me 11. Okay, we're gonna hold off on our wealth spend, but we could get a zealot, which is faith and inspiration. Yes. At Crossroads, hold on, maybe not. No. Spawn at West 3. No. Spawn at West 2. A zealot. Okay. New zealot. Okay. Our new one is not Aaliyah. Our new one is Tanis. Tanis the zealot. Tanis, I want you add to a group, join the Salters. Apparently 2v2 is not a winning proposition, so we're gonna have to up our numbers there. All right, and then I want order a group to move. No, not to here. We need to go to West 4. So there's 2 huntresses and a madman. There's also a falcon and a giant spider. In West 1... wasn't there a falcon here? You have not investigated the land. Alright, Droog, investigate the land. Alright, we're gonna head to West 4. Order a group to move here. Salters. Okay. Slaver. A strange tree. Examine the strange tree. You're facing a big oak tree that looks very old. Its branches give you the impression of a disheveled witch who's trying to reach you with her long, unnatural arms. You feel a bit nervous, but for some reason you can't explain. You desperately want to touch the tree. Step forward. As you move forward to touch the tree, you hear a whisper in your head. Don't touch me or I'll haunt you. I mean, I don't want to get haunted. Let's leave. Okay, that doesn't do anything. You know what? Step forward. Touch the tree. You approach slowly and touch the old bark of the tree with the tip of your finger. But as soon as you step backwards, you suddenly feel a wave of energy going through your body. Leave. +1 essence of tree. Okay. What else do we find? A cabin. Visit the cabin. This cabin is in fact a home to a very peculiar woman. She's standing there amongst the trinkets, shells, and weirdly shaped stones. And most importantly, she's wearing a cheap fairy costume. Oh boy. Are you a fairy? I am. Finally, someone who's perceptive. To thank you, I will grant you a wish. Really? Just like that? Absolutely. If you close your eyes and think about what you want, I'll materialize your wish into a magic essence, and your wish will come true. Sure, why not? Mumbo jumbo, hocus pocus, abracadabra. You hear the fairy searching through her stuff. Oh, where did I put it? She mumbles. Wait a minute. Keep your eyes closed. The magic's happening. Feel the gentle caress of the moon. Oh, here it is. You can now open your eyes. Ta-da! Thank you. We have +1 essence of a fake fairy. You're very welcome, love. Now, Zweech. Off you go. Time to leave. You weirdo. You know what? She gave us a fairy essence. Why would I call her a weirdo? That was very strange. Are we happy about having a fairy essence? This essence can be endued to a disciple. It does nothing. Smile. Did forget the period after the word nothing there. All right, we should probably use these. These are kind of piling up. So map speed, a dodge. Okay. Essence of the fox. I believe Juan has earned the essence of the fox. You know Juan, like a fox. Madness, +4 base damage, -15 hit points. Yeah, I don't know about that one. The tree provides 30 hit points, but -2 dodge. All right, I think we're going to give the tree to Blasterbot. Since he's ranged, hopefully he'll never have to use his dodge stat. And giving a little more HP, we could win archery duels that we were losing. Okay, and that's going to be it there. Hey, Rosaria, how are you? Man, we're seeing all kinds of people I haven't seen in a while tonight. Welcome, welcome. She didn't steal you? I mean, I literally thought I was going to get shanked or something. Yeah, Babel going to get knifed. Well, yeah, you don't need to dodge arrows if you can tank arrows. Start by firing small arrows into yourself to build up immunity. Then you can handle bigger arrows. Okay, we do need to make a building choice. I don't know what, though. We should build something. Produces inspiration, I guess? So gardener captain does herbalist shop. Okay, benevolence. That's something at least. Okay, so let's build a gardener cabin, and next to it will be the herbalist shop. There we go. At least we're building something. We're a little behind because I didn't understand the mechanic. Okay, so we have conquered this. West 3. We have conquered this with Droog, so we would be going to West 4. Huntress, Madman. That's going to be another pretty brutal fight. None of you have bonuses against heavy armor, though. So hopefully Juan will be okay. Order a group to move to this land. The Salters. Okay. We may even need to send Tanis here. Shoot arrows into strong wind. Better than other things you might do into the wind. I'm sorry to hear that, Rosaria. That sucks. Okay, I think I'm going to try to finish our scouting here because the combat's not going to start until next turn anyways. Yeah, we're done there. Okay, and then Disciples. Landon has nothing to do. Show current location. So this mine is a place of work. If you order one of your disciples to work here, you'll gain a wealth and a skill every turn. You can also buy this place as an investment in order to earn an income each turn. If you buy the mine, you'll be able to spawn your disciples from this land. 20 wealth to buy a mine. I don't think I'm going to have time to do that at the moment, though. Exploration in the north. Okay, this is the iron mine. That is a way we could get some more wealth, though. And maybe I will do that. Yeah, Landon, work here for a little while. You're not doing that. Work here. Okay, there we go. Okay, other disciples. Wesley, of course. Okay, there's a Jinn here now. Yeah, 290 HP. Blasphemer. Invokes a ghoul at the start of every battle. Burner. Range attacks have a 25% chance of inflicting burning. Immune to paralysis, immobilize, and possession. Forbids recruitment on haunted land. This ancient creature is particularly dangerous. Alright, I don't think we are gonna fight him. Let's back out of there. Okay, so if that's the case, explore south 4 with Wesley. Okay. Alright, I think that's turn. In turn. I'd like me some heavy armor. I don't think we can change armor types. What is this game? I've never heard of it. This is Roots of Harmony. It's a text-based 4X game. I agree. It's very intriguing to me so far. Yeah, it's very intriguing to me. It definitely has kind of that one more turn feel. I do believe it has a demo, yes. And if you want to see somebody else, I believe Quill18 did a stream of it, which apparently went pretty decently. I only watched like a minute because I wanted to come in fresh. So that's another place you could see it. Okay, our carpenter just got badly injured while using his saw. Oh, I can see the saw. It's just a scratch. Force him to continue. We get cruelty and we lose health. Yeah, we don't want negative health. Something horrific probably happens. I'll send some help immediately. Okay, we could do that. We could afford some skill. Or If we got despotism, he must keep working, but tell everyone how brave he is. Make him a model. We should probably go look at that. We actually should adopt some more doctrines. Probably something that spends knowledge, because we got a lot of knowledge, and apparently a lot of cruelty. Yeah, let's send someone to help. There we go. Yeah, let's look at doctrines. Okay, so we don't have anything. What do we need? Oh, is the... I see. I bet you the price is escalating every time we pick one. So we need 20 communication. Probably not, because we're going to spend communication on our crusaders. So we would probably want to do wealth. We're not getting either one of these anytime soon. We need wealth to recruit some scouts and some militia. All right, next. Stability or vanity. I don't think we're producing a ton of either one of those. We could look into that. We need 20 health. We are struggling with health, so probably not. 20 inspiration? We might be able to do that. A vindicator who does melee. Freezer. Melee attacks have a 20% chance of slowing the target, inflicting freezing. Okay, maybe. Benevolence or cruelty? Apparently we are gonna get cruelty. So we'll probably end up with the oppressor. Another range. I would prefer a melee. Does every set have a melee and a range option? Yes, it does. Okay. And you only can get one or the other from each of these sets, it seems. Okay. Okay. So right now I'm thinking cruelty and inspiration are probably the two in reach. Vanity or stability would be fine. We're not really producing much of either of those. A little bit of vanity, no stability. Inspiration we are getting to. Yeah, hedonism is probably going to be in our future. A sentence I never thought I would say. All right, inventory. We have nothing else. Map speed. This will be useful at some point when we need to rush a unit somewhere. So I'm just going to hang on to that. This feels very sketchy, and I think we'll just hold on to the fake fairy. We do have a gym. Do we have anyone who likes us? So we would want to get to 40 points. 20, 0, 0, negative 20, 20, 20. All right, so we get a second gym. Maybe we could get one of these two to become allied, and then we could get that blessing. And with that blessing, maybe we could be good at combat. Dodge, initiative, combat. Oh, that would be really nice. Yeah, Mescus would be really good. Okay. Okay. Messages 4. Tribe discovered attunes. They have allies. They trade fruit. Because of our ideology, our reputation starts at 20. Building completed. We completed the garden. Our colony is growing. We reached a new phase in development. Our colony is now a town. We have unlocked new buildings. A building evolved. Your stone pit in West number 2 has evolved into a quarry. Okay. Let's go look at West number 2. And not here, apparently. Let's do it via production. Change land to West 2. Quarry. Consumes a knowledge. Produces 2 skill. Will become abandoned building in 20 turns. Can spawn a ghost that disrupts recruitment. Who haunted my quarry? Okay. Production, change land. We have 2 free plots. Let's look at our new stuff. Phase 3. Apothecary. Here we go. We could train knowledge for 2 health. Produces the following. Okay, where is this trader? Did I miss a building? Trader. No. I still don't see that. I would love to produce a remedy. Assembly hall. Trade faith for benevolence. Communication for knowledge. A brothel. Health for wealth. Cruelty and knowledge are two traits I associate with a Babel stream. Well, I'm just indignant about that. It should be greed and victory. That's what we're all about. But you played Shadows of Forbidden God. This game kind of reminds me of that. It does kind of remind me of that too, yeah. I've been to some quarries and was never harassed by a ghost. I mean, but have you been to a haunted quarry? Quarries are actually really deadly. A lot of times, like, they're abandoned when they're done quarrying, and kids and, like, especially high schoolers go get themselves killed all the time. They drive off of a cliff on accident. They fall off because they're drinking. They drown because it's super deep lakes. Yeah, they're actually pretty dangerous. A builder's guild. Okay, well, I mean, maybe we need that. Stability and vanity are things we would need too. And we're producing a lot of skill. Okay, maybe. A craftsman shop. A pillory. Okay. We could get we could get some extra cruelty. Plaza. Just bonuses. A post office. Okay. Statue. Temple. Didn't we need to build a temple or something? Milestone. Gain 20 reputation points through preaching. Build a farm. Have we still not built a farm? We have not. Maybe we're gonna build a farm and a branding room here. The problem is it consumes health. Yeah. Branding room. Just stability. Yeah. Health and stability. We need to produce some of that before this is useful. Okay. Let's do exploration. All right. In the west, U3. Engage in combat against the land. So we have Huntress, Huntress, Madman. Engage in combat. All right. We need to conquer some more land here. All right. And Droog is investigating. Okay, that's fine. I hope we win that combat. It's gonna be a little embarrassing if we don't. Okay, recruitment. We could get another Crusader, and we might be able to get a Zealot. Are we just fighting these guys to the death, I guess? So, change spawning point to West 3. Give me a Crusader. Oh, we don't have enough. Oh, I see. We could get the other two. Yeah, I want to get a Scout, but I don't want it here. No. Change spawn point, Crossroads, Scout. Yes. Okay. Now we can send our Scout to the east. All right. You're not Luca. You are Seasand. Seasand the Scout. All right. I want you to go east, young Seasand. Go east. Okay. Okay. Production's okay. Exploration's okay. Everyone except for Wesley has something they're working on. In the south, there's a fertility idol. Approach the fertility idol. Let's pray for 2 health. Thank you. And then I guess we keep going. This is just a militia. He's not actually a scout. Okay, do it. Intern. All right, Battle in West number 4, 3v3. Okay, so we got Blasterbot who's ranged, we have Tannis who's ranged, and we have Juan in melee. Juan's deployed in the front, Blasterbot and Tannis are in the rear. We have no blessings unlocked. They all deployed in the rear. All right, start battle, skip movement. Okay, yeah, you can see here, Juan charging in. These guys providing some cover fire, hopefully. Juan shoots the Huntress and misses. Missed. The Huntress hits Juan for 6 and cripples him. You hate to see it. And shot Juan again for 6. Next round. A bunch of people are shifting around. Okay, Juan made contact with somebody. Juan strikes Aaliyah and inflicts 12 damage. Aaliyah strikes back for 6. Okay, next round, if Juan gets absolutely pummeled, we're in a lot of trouble. Tanis shoots Philip, the madman, for 16. Juan strikes Aaliyah for 12 and is no longer crippled. The madman shoots at Juan and misses. Aaliyah hits Juan for 6. Huntress shoots Juan for 6. Juan is set on fire. Juan is crippled. How you doing, Juan? Still at 100 HP, though. And Aaliyah is at 76. That's not great. Juan strikes Aaliyah and is dodged. Juan is on fire. Aaliyah strikes Juan. This is way too happy music for this. Aaliyah is hit for 12. Juan is on fire. Philip is poisoned. Juan is hit for 6. Juan is hit for 6. Juan is down to 70. Aaliyah is not quite down to half. Philip's getting towards half. What's going on here? So these guys are charging and Blaster and Tanis are backing up, I see. And they're firing as they go. I got it. They're flanking around the sides, a little Tokyo drift here. Juan strikes Aaliyah for 12 and makes her bleed. Juan's burning, but no longer burning. The madman's poisoned. Aaliyah is bleeding. 58 versus 48. All right, Juan's gonna win his 1v1. That's fine. And I think we win those ranged fights too. Madison. Who is Madison fighting? I don't know. Philip, the madman, moves. Shoots Blasterbot for 27 damage. Philip is poisoned. Juan strikes Aaliyah for 12. Madison shoots Blasterbot for 12. Okay, Blaster's getting blasted. He's used up all of his dodge, apparently. How much you got left? 32. So 2 more hits and Aaliyah's down. Juan strikes Aaliyah for 12. Aaliyah strikes Juan for 6. Aaliyah is bleeding. Blasterbot shoots Philip for 16. Juan strikes Aaliyah for 12. Philip shoots Blasterbot for 27 damage. You can only take 2 more hits, man. That is not good. That is not good. The Huntress is set on fire. Or no, the Huntress set fire to Blasterbot. Juan strikes Aaliyah. Aaliyah is killed. 27 damage, 40. All right, what if we retreat? Does that mean that Blaster could just get off field right away? Let's try it. Retreat. Are you sure you want to retreat? Yes. All your disciples have fled the battle in shame and dishonor. It's quite sad, really. We did our best. Actually, that was amazing. We killed somebody and we had no losses. So we lived to fight another day. I was worried we were going to have to actually like do the little incremental moves to get off field. Some fishermen think it would be beneficial to use some of our wood to build a small boat. That way they could go further and catch more fish. Yes, I will take 2 health. You have 3 messages. All right, so in the west, everyone's here and we auto heal after combat. So we're fine. I assume the AI has to pay to recruit troops too. So yeah. All right. Who is not part of the salt? Droog. You need to join the Salters. And show current location. Show production. Okay, we own this land. So we want to go to West 4. So when we retreated, I think we pulled out of West 4. All right, West 4, order a group to move here, the Salters. 3 disciples are now moving. Why are 3 moving and not 4? Because Droog is investigating. All right, catch up soon, Droog. Tribe discovered, Amharas. We have 20 like. Tribe discovered Maidamas. We have no like. And a building completed. Herbalist shop on West 3 is completed. Building queue is empty. Okay. Production. We need to produce something. Hunter's Lodge. Maybe it will become abandoned. That sounds bad. We could trade an inspiration for a vanity. That'd be okay. We could do a community center, consume a benevolence, and get 2 inspiration. We already have a lot of inspiration. Are we able to use that to unlock this? Yeah, hedonism. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. So we're gonna do produce 2 inspiration. Okay. Disciples. Wesley. I'm really undecided which way I like to go into these. Go south. A heretic's pit. You cannot conquer this land. Dark forces have dug a hole in the sand. It is said that whoever can withstand the high temperature and smell of dead flesh that's emanating from the hole for enough time will receive the curse of a ghoul. If you send a disciple to meditate for 2 turns, they'll receive the following trait. Blasphemer. Invokes a ghoul at the start of battle. I mean, Wesley seems like the type that would do that. Wesley, meditate here. Remember, one of our win conditions is we need to get 3 traits on a single disciple. So I guess it's going to be Wesley. Okay, next. Who else still need to do something? Sea Sand. Investigate your current location. Okay. So that is exploration east 1. A flooded plot. Otherwise it's flat. This is wetlands. And we have a friendly tribe here. Okay. Totally fine. Milestone. So we still don't have a farm. We haven't done any preaching. Another thing we need to do. We're working on Super Disciple. We are nowhere close to a vassalization. We're not close to 5, and we have not discovered everything in the West. How are we doing on that? West. We're up to 16 out of 20. I believe it was like 22 or something. So we're more than halfway through exploring. That's one of our victory conditions. Yep, okay. Okay. Intern. Wesley does seem like a corpse sniffer name. Hey, Shinosuke. Is this text-based? Yes, it is. This is a text-based 4X game. It's very interesting. It's weird, but in a good way. It's kind of a choose-your-own-adventure 4X, I guess. Our carpenter has just finished making a beautiful ornamented chest, and he wants you to have it. Aww. Vanity, we really could use the extra wealth. +1 wealth, please. I think we could get another militia unit out. Ooh. We dropped a couple frames there. 635. Okay. Yeah, I did contact my ISP again. I did not have the same luck that I did the first time. It was, note your connection's absolutely fine. Yeah, but I'm still having a bit of the same problem. Nope, it's absolutely fine. It was, yeah, not nearly as good as it was. We should be okay here. It looks like we just like had like a 1 second drop there, because I'm not dropping anymore. We were perfectly fine this morning too. We didn't have any dropped frames the whole 4 hours. So I'll keep my eye over there. But yeah, I do see that. We lost 1,000 frames. Well, 914 to be exact. All right, well, hopefully we'll be okay. Annoying, to say the least. And now we're back to excellent. Okay, production. Yeah, the funny thing is, Rosaria, there's literally no competition where I live. This ISP is the only person other than like wireless connections. It is not a good place to be when you don't have competition. Okay, messages. Investigation complete. Droog finished the investigation and found a coolant. What is a coolant? A consumable that cancels heat damage. All consumables are automatically used in combat by your disciple. Okay, so when we get set on fire, that's what'll counter that. Rumor of enemy activity. We just heard an unknown tribe is getting ready to attack our lands from the north. Unfortunately, we don't have more information. Oh, that is bad. Building completed. The community center in West 3 has been completed. Your building queue is now empty. All right, what else can we fit in here? I need something. We could spend some faith for some more inspiration, but that has an adjacency bonus. Faith for knowledge and inspiration. We could do that. I don't really want to spend the faith though, because we need that to get some more crusaders. We still need 2 more. Graveyard. Consumes a stability, which we don't have. Library has bonuses. Magic Pawn can spawn fanatics. I don't love that. A pub next to the graveyard. That's amazing. School. We could consume a skill. Oh, what was that? Stockade? Skill for stability. Has an adjacency for Stonehouse. Okay, I'm looking for something that doesn't have an adjacency though. Vanity 1, Communication 2. That would be okay. And we're producing a Vanity, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's do that one. And then we're out of land. So back. Exploration. West 4. We're gonna have a fight here. West 3. Droog has nothing to do. I need you to go west. I need you to go to West 4. Okay. Yes. Okay, we're still scouting up here. There's a haunted ruin in this land. Visit the haunted ruin. You approach the ruins of an old house that seems quite uninteresting at first glance. However, after making your way through the rubble, you find some stairs going down to the basement. Seal off the access and leave. Nah, man. That ain't me. I'm out. We'll take our stability and leave. I did join you to the Salters. Being joined in the group doesn't force you to stay together, apparently. You had to finish your investigation before you wanted to move. Okay, disciples. Tanis is in West 4, and you're idling. That's fine. Let's have you defensive mode. All right, now we know that we're going to get attacked from the north. That is not great. I don't own any territory here, but I also probably don't want them to get all the way in. So maybe like North 2 will send somebody and have them sit there. We have a scout up here, but I don't really want the scout in a fight if I can help it. He's mining, which is really helpful right now because we're getting our wealth up. So at Okay, so back out of here. Recruit at Crossroads a militia. Yes. Okay. That gives us something at least that we can do. Our new militia is not actually Dakota. It's actually going to be... Who else hasn't had something in a while? Zoom up here a little bit. We'll do Rosaria. Rosaria the militia. All right, then I want you to go north. And we'll just sit on north 2. We're just chilling there to find out when somebody attacks us. All right, are we close to either of these? Communication 11. Read 15. No, we're not close to that. A zealot, faith 20, inspiration 9. Okay, we will be able to get a zealot. So a militia and a zealot will defend the north, I guess. Hopefully that'll be enough. Hopefully. Okay, let's end this turn. Holy moly, we're already 2.5 hours in. Jeez. Time flies when you're having fun. Our bakery's run out of flour. Bakery stops for 3 turns. Or collectivism. Requisition flour from other houses. Well, we don't have that, so I guess our bakery's turned off for 3 turns. Meditation completed. Okay, Wesley got the heretic. Investigation complete. We found a gym. Report enemy activity. One of our scouts has seen enemy activity in West 4. Okay, West 4. Building queue is empty. Right, exploration. West. West 4. Okay, they're here. They're here. Yeah, engaging combat. Okay. Everyone's here, so this is the full party. In the south. Here. Wesley is continuing to scout that. In the east. C-Sand is gonna go scout. And in the north. We're just gonna keep mining for now. I really do want that. And Rosaria, I want you to set defensive mode. Who owns North? No. North 1. The Onakis. Neutral. Can we make friends with Onakis? Onakis. Craft work for skill, trade impossible. You have 0 reputation. Okay, and they're not particularly great. The Mexis, we have 20 reputation. They trade meat for communication. We do not produce meat. So the only thing we're making is vegetables. Vegetables for skill. We can open a trade route with them. Well, how do we do that? Open a trade route. A new trade route has been opened. Okay, you'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. What is your blessing? 10 HP and 2 initiative. I mean, I do like that, but I think I like this one more. Plus a dodge, plus an initiative, plus a combat speed. I think we're gonna try to get these guys. We have 20 reputation with them. So if we offer them a gym, we get 10. And if we do it again, we get 10. So now we have unlocked their blessing of justice. So we'll have a blessing for our combat. A new ally. Due to your good reputation and common interests with Mescus, they've announced an alliance between our 2 colonies. We will now be able to benefit from their blessing, the faith of justice, to improve our disciples during combat. All right, we need to make a decision. Are we going to save up for another Crusader, which is 5 turns away? Or faith. Oh, maybe faith is not an option in here. Never mind, it's not. Okay. I was going to say we could spend the faith, but it's inspiration that we're getting close to. So next turn, we need to get hedonism. Yep. That's it. That will never not be funny to me. They're about to die badly? No. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Okay, but it is coming up on 3 hours here, so I am going to take a quick break to get some more tea. I did correctly realize my voice was going to get absolutely blown out from this since I have to speak everything we are doing. I don't think I'm going to send you guys to lo-fi purgatory, but I am going to need 1 second probably to change our BRB screen for it to work. Let's see. Are you gonna... Oh, nope, it's gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna tell YouTube they can run an ad. I will be right back. I suggest you eat up and give yourself a stretch too. All right, Babel will be back. All right, and we're back. I feel like I'm cheating here without having my do all my camera stuff. Very chill for me, not having those bright lights in my eyes either. Okay, we march on. Just to double check myself here. In the west. Yeah, we're gonna have a fight here. We have 4 on 2. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. We should have our 2 Crusaders clash, and once they clash, it's basically our win. Okay, let's go ahead and run that turn. All right, here it is. Battle of West 4, 4v2. Yeah, let's keep watching battles. All right, skip the movement phase. All right, so when we get this close, they start hitting us. So, round 3, the Crusader shoots and hits for 8. The Madman misses. Juan shoots for 8. The Hunter hits for 6 and corrupts. Masson corrupted Droog. Droog got crippled. Okay, next round. Blasterbot shoots Philip for 16 damage and poisons him. Madman is poisoned, takes 4 damage. Juan strikes Madison, but the hit is dodged. Droog strikes Madison, inflicts 12. Philip is poisoned. Madison strikes Droog for 6. Yeah, once we actually crash, our Crusaders absolutely destroy those units. And now that we have that, plus we have some range things. Huntress gets hit twice for 12. Philip moves. Droog gets shot by Philip, and Philip is still poisoned. Strikes Madison for 12 and for 12. Oh, I see. So our 2 melee guys actually are 2v1ing the same one. So one of them is actually free at the moment. I see what's happening. Tanis shoots Philip and does 16. Droog hits Madison for 12. Juan hits for 12. Juan kills Madison. Now we are targeting Philip. Philip shoots at Droog and misses. Droog shoots Philip for 9. Juan shoots Philip for 9. Yeah, you're gonna have a bad day, Philip. 27 HP left? Yeah. Yeah. The Zealot shoots Philip for 16. Blasterbot shoots Philip for 16. The Zealot is killed by Blasterbot. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Accept the outcome. Yes, definitely. I always get so nervous when I come back from a break and everyone's like dead silent. I'll tap just to make sure my chat didn't break. No, Axe said that it really does look like the afterlife was made by AI. Okay, that was the last comment. Another child fell into the well. People are angry at our recklessness. All right, fine, we'll fix it. -2 wealth, -2 stability. Well, we couldn't afford it last time. Something ain't right with the kids. Messages, 2 unread. We discovered Mawakis and we discovered Machis. But Makis... They trade cereal for skill. We're at -20 with them, and we're at 0. Okay, nothing crazy. Okay, exploration. North. Okay, we still don't know anything happening here. We have 1 disciple at North 2. Disciples, no. Recruitment. Zealot. Yes. Okay. Rename the new Zealot. It's not Anahi. It's Zealot Miles. Nah, yeah, Miles. I was gonna change it to Teg, but we'll stick with it. Zealot Miles. All right, we need you to go north to North 2. Okay. You and the militia are gonna try to hold the north. Good luck. And it's gonna be a long time before we can afford anybody else We need 11 communication and 15 greed. Well, I mean, 4 turns for that. Militia, we need 8 wealth. That's actually not too bad. Okay, maybe we can back you up with another militia. Or actually, hang on, doctrine. We don't have this yet. We must have lost, wait a second, weren't we at like 17 inspiration? Did I lose that much on something? Disciple, no. Recruit. Oh, I spent a bunch of inspiration on a zealot. Yeah, okay, yeah, makes sense. Okay, production. We are full again. Nope, we have West 4 with 3 slots. That's not a whole lot. Some more faith plots, okay. We're still not making any stability, and we're still not making any health. And we're now no longer making any vanity. We really need to get that farm down. That's one of our win conditions. But the problem is it uses health. We could trade a knowledge for a health at an apothecary. We can afford to spend a knowledge. All right, let's build an apothecary. Actually, no. Cancel, yes. Here. Build me the apothecary. And then next to that, we'll build the farm. And then we get a bonus if it's next to the branding room. Yeah, that's going to cause some stability issues, but I think I'm okay with that. I hope. It's going to give us extra cruelty, which we did think that we would need. And we need to conquer some more land, basically. All right, West. We've conquered West 4. What about West 5? You cannot conquer this land. We send disciples here that land the following trait: healer. Okay, we're going to have Wesley run over here so that we can meet that winning condition. West 6, there's a slaver here. This is owned by the Aboneps. We do not want to start another war. West 7, we cannot conquer. Maybe we could go to the dungeon. West 8, we hate those guys. Yeah, go to West 8. Order a group, the Salters. They're moving to West 8. Okay, in the south, Wesley. No. In the west, Witch's Hut. Order a disciple to go here. Wesley. Okay. 1 en route. How long is it going to take you to get there, Wesley? Wesley. 6 turns. All right. Wesley, I am going to imbue you with the essence of hope. Yes. Have some hope, Wesley. All right, now 4 turns to get there. That's a little bit better. Kids have a morbid fascination with wells. Poor Timmy fell down the well. Kids do. I mean, wells are pretty cool. Like, I definitely know why they fall down them. At least the old-fashioned wells were big enough that, like, you could scoop them out. What's frightening to me is, like, unmarked wells that were, like, abandoned. And, like, it's just this tiny little hole that kids fall down. I have no idea what's going on, but I like the ASCII art, says Wolf. This is a weird one, Wolf. We're playing a choose-your-own-adventure 4X text-based game. It's intriguing to me. It's intriguing. Okay, Sea Sand still needs something to do. Sea Sand is in East 2. Would you please investigate the surroundings? Find some more healing potions, please. I think that's everything. Everyone, nope. Sea Sand. Okay, I thought you were investigating. Investigate current location. There we go. Intern. Yeah, this is very different. Very, very different. In a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. The moon is so bright last night that some of the folks think that this is a sign. They propose that the moon should be celebrated from now on. Oh, don't make me choose between my faith in greed and my greed of faith. This is a Mork and Gork situation right now. We're only getting +1 greed. We're making a lot of faith. No. We must stay grounded and get rich. Ignore moon. Acquire wealth. We can recruit a disciple. Right, militia. We're gonna do it. Do you want to recruit a militia? Yes. Okay. And let's rename that militia. You're not Bradley. By the way, if for whatever weird chance some random game dev is watching this, if you can possibly make your game, if it makes sense that you have units and they have names, make them renameable. You always should do that. Let's make this one Axe. Axe the militia. You should always make your things renameable because it makes for better streams. Just there's a free piece of advice for any dev. All right, we are going to go back up north 2 with Axe. So right now, yeah, we only have 2 militia. We need 4 militia to unlock one of our bonuses. Miles up north is going to set defensive mode. Okay. Outpost discovered. While exploring land to the west, Orion Scout discovered an outpost. We won't be able to go further until we capture it. Ah, boo! Boo! Cannot auto-explore further. Building completed. Boo. One of our win conditions is to explore the entire west. And we have to capture this, and it's owned by Dintons. Okay. Well, maybe we can defeat this one guy, or this one tribe, and then we can do something. What's this one? There's an abandoned chapel. You see a wooden white chapel on the top of the mound. It seems abandoned. Approach it carefully. When you arrive at the front door, you can hear voices inside. They're talking about stealing an idol. Fight them. 2 bandits appear. Pay them to leave. I'm broke right now, so fight them. West 19. We have 2 bandits and a giant fox and a bunch of enemy troops. Holy moly. We would not win that fight. We really need to get another doctrine unlocked so I can get some cheap troops. Okay, you're already moving. Production, we're building. Orion Scout. Oh yeah, so you have nothing else to do. Show current location. Yeah, I can't even investigate that. So exploration. Controlled by foe. All right, let's go here. Order disciple to move here. Orion. Okay. No. I'm clicking everything but what I want. All right, everyone has things that they're doing. Next turn. Money before imagination. Dent those dentums. Someone has been injured at the workshop. We could give them an elixir. We'd lose an elixir and gain 2 health. We really could use some extra health. Yeah. Keep that going up. Investigation completed. CSAM investigated and found some medical herbs. Good job. Our trade routes blocked. A highwayman appeared in East 1, blocking all further exchange with the Amaras. We need to get rid of them if we want to resume our operation. Building completed. We completed a farm. We're building the branding room. You just completed fertile lands. Reward an elixir. And then we immediately used it. Okay, so how are we on our victory conditions? We've completed the farm. That's it. We should be working on our preaching up north. We could do that. So exploration in the north. Ucanis. Okay, if we go to North 4, we should be able to do some preaching, I think. So you guys, we have Axe, Miles, and Rosaria. All right, we're going to make a group here. You have to remember how to do that. Back out of that. That's not that menu. Disciples. Groups. Create a new group. All right, we got the Salters. And these will be the Swords of the North. The Swords of the North. All right, Swords of the North. Add disciple. I want Axe. I want Miles. And I want Rosaria. Exploration. Go to North 4. Order a group to move. That grouping thing is actually quite ingenious. That would be very tedious if I had to go into every individual menu. This is a lot nicer. Also, I had a food for thought while I was making my tea. You know what this really reminds me of? The text, it's the video game version of the text version of a board game. This very much feels like a board game. You have the center of the board. You can only move in 4 different directions. You have to like move your tokens. You know, you can only move so far. It probably has a little bit of dice rolling or some card mechanic for battles. Has big board game energy. Just food for thought there. Okay, we're gonna go try to do that preaching. Super Disciple. We have Wesley on the way to try to finish that. Become the Overlord. We have an ally, so we need to make our ally like us more. So we need more gems, or we need to select doctrines that they like. Generosity prevails. We're not in phase 5. And Master the West. So we need to do that combat before we can do anything else. Okay. A Bejord game. Right, we can't produce anything. No, we are building. And hang on, what were the people in the West doing? West 4. Alright, we are attacking them. Or, yeah, I guess we're attacking them. Engage in combat against the landowners. Philosopher, Huntress, and Artisan. So we should have a pretty good matchup here. A 4v4. This is escalating rapidly. Intern. We bring out the combat didgeridoo. A Bjord game, just like a fjord. Alright. So hold on, we can do a combat blessing. The Blessing of Justice. +1 dodge, +1 initiative, +1 There you go. We fight for justice and money. Start battle. Let's skip the movement phase. So we are on round... Oh, we're just in round 1 already. Okay. That's rather quick. Oh, right, because we sped ourselves up. Okay, so... Droog shoots Lexi and inflicts 8 damage. One shot and missed. Lexi hits Droog for 12. Okay, Lexi's attacking. Oh, and we had another little drop there. All right, we're gonna be cool. All right, so it seems like at about 6:30 that started. I'm just collecting information, so when I'm trying to tech this, we can work on it. It doesn't seem to be an ongoing issue. It's just like we're getting like a drop. Hence the name, I guess, frame drop, but not an ongoing one. Okay, so fought. One fought. Droog again got crippled, and Droog got set on fire. That seems to be your lot in life. The hit is dodged. No longer burning. Didn't notice any drops on your end. Well, that's good. But partly because we don't have my camera on, so you're not going to notice it since it's a static stream. It's not like horrendous, but we usually don't have any problems, so they haven't really fully resolved my issue. very frustrated last night that I don't know whether it was a lady or a bot, but whoever it was did not understand what I was trying to say. Okay, next round. Okay, so, ooh, I don't like that. Tannis shoots the artisan for 16 damage and poisons them. Artisan's poisoned. Artisan's healed by Lexi. Okay, I don't like this healer trait that some of them have. I don't like this at all. All right, let's check in on everybody. Blaster's at full HP. We have Droog, who's taken 30, but he's still above 100. Juan is just below 100. Tannis is at full HP. Lexi's at 60%, let's call it. We've dealt a little bit of damage to Sydney and some damage to Xander. Okay. We're focus firing Lexi, it seems. All right, reloading, cooldown. Okay, I'm not going to narrate every single one of these. I'm just going to take note of anything special. Yeah, we're spreading our damage around, which I don't love. Juana's also just getting absolutely blapped. He's down to 56. I don't think we have any healing either, just FYI. If we can get a kill, I'm totally fine with running away. And even if we don't get a kill, I guess I'm fine with running away. Sydney is bleeding. Droog is fine. Juan is still okay. I don't think they can deal 44 in a single round. We got Lexi down to 27. The music is entirely unfitting for what's going on. Don't you play Happy Didgeridoo music while you're in Mortal Kombat? That's weird. What do you play? Okay. 44. If one takes like another big hit, we probably need to get out of here. One did get 14 more. Yeah, I think we gotta go. We gotta go. That's unfortunate. All right. Retreat. Are you sure you want to retreat? Yes. All of our disciples fled to the west in shame and dishonor. I mean, we tried. Our baker kindly prepared a loaf of bread, plus 10 hit points for all disciples. Well, that's actually really useful. We might have won that fight if we had that buff. A resolute mind. Apparently, Landon, Scout, did not really like receiving orders and now stopped working, claiming to be a free spirit. Trait Kane stubborn. Cannot receive combat orders and cannot work. Okay, Landon. Well, that's a thing you could do, yeah. About that sacrifice altar, eh? Alright, well, Landon, I'm gonna have you auto-explore the north, then. I do also see... What do we got here? A dwarf? A lurker? A dowser? We are not gonna be able to win that fight. Uh-oh. I think our end comes. Exploration. West. You guys. No, I need you to not be here. I need to go to Crossroads. Group. Salters. Go. It's gonna take them a couple turns to get there, though. Uh-oh. North. 3 disciples. No. Crossroads. Order a group. I don't think we get to leave, though. I think they get to fight us, but maybe we can retreat. We're gonna group up in the capital, and maybe we can actually win. Okay. Production. I believe we're out of room. Yeah, we're out of room again. Recruits. We can get another Crusader. Excellent. Yes. Crusader joins the colony. And doctrines. We can get the inspiration for hedonism. Yes. Are you sure you want to have the following hedonism? Yes. We unlocked hedonism. There you go. What kind of perks do you have? Hedonism? This one. Champion is a satyr. Have 4 Vindicators unlocks the satyr. Peace and love. Have 40 benevolence. Okay, that's a ways away. When a new turn begins, gain 1 reputation point to all tribes who have hedonism. If you built for that, you could get that pretty early and pretty easy. Okay. Building complete. Milestone completed. Super disciple. Reward 1 artifact. Our relation with the Meskis is no longer able to support the alliance. Yeah. Okay. It's probably because they didn't like hedonism. And war. Due to our past actions, the Malikas declared war on us. They'll now try to attack our land, so we better prepare ourselves. Uh-oh. Back. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think our end is maybe nigh. Not bad for our first run, though. Our gardener came to us today with a big smile on his face. He says that the soil here is fantastic, and he already has beautiful flowers growing everywhere. Happy flowers, +1 essence of joy. What's that do? Improves 10 hit points. Okay, well, I wouldn't mind 10 hit points. We didn't have a battle? Was I able to get out of the north, apparently? You guys are marching? Moving, yeah, moving. There's a necromancer. Where did those dwarves all go? Okay. Friendly. I thought Mescus. Oh, wait a second. Who is it that declared war on me? Okay, that I knew. Okay, in the south. Ah, I see. Not the Mescus, the Mawakas. In the south. Okay, that's fine. We'll redeploy the swords of the north to the south if we need to. Do we see any friendly? Can't do friendly. Can't do. Okay, we could conquer South 6. That's possible. Okay, I'm a lot less worried then. I thought that dwarf army thing was going to keep coming. Necromancer. Okay, I'm going to click into these just to make sure. Yeah, here. Oh, they are still here. Are they not moving? They're at the Necromancer Tower. Okay. 5 disciples. All right, we're gonna have to wait for everyone to. We're gonna have to group up. I think that's the long short of it. Okay, Wesley, you did come here to go to the witch hut, although we don't actually need that anymore. But sure, you walked all the way here. You might as well. Orion, investigate current location. Okay. In the turn. Circus music was originally war music. I've never heard that before. The that song? A woman came to our colony today. She seems a bit disoriented at first, but then she said she heard of us and wanted to join our cause. Excellent. Welcome in. Who are you? An expurgator, Lily. What does an expurgator do? You are focus melee. All damage received is treated as if the attacker's damage multiplier was 1.5. I assume that means that we do 1.5, not the other way around, I hope. That would be really bad. Recruitment. All right, now we get Vindicators. Melee attacks have a 20% chance to slow down the target and inflict freezing, which is 3 damage per turn for 4 turns. Yep, give me a Vindicator. And the Vindicator is going to get renamed. It's not Jonathan. See if I can... Hey, we got anyone else in here who hasn't had anything? We haven't had an epic feather in a while. Epic Feather the Vindicator. That song's called Entry of the Gladiators. Oh, interesting. Learning some circus music lore tonight. Okay, what else? We have 31 faith. We have a bunch of cruelty. Okay, so now, yeah, this is escalating in cost. So we would need 35 cruelty to get that. Or some vanity. Okay, vanity or that. Wealth of communication. Okay, okay. I see how this works now. So I do think that it's probably a good idea to have like a melee and a rage at the beginning, but then maybe not, because it seems like once we've closed distance with our melee troops, the range people just absolutely fall apart. So maybe double melee and then you get a range. Interesting. I liked how things are scaling, so you can't just like focus on one troop, etc. And you really have to choose these. I think the meta here would also be, you'd want to look at your tribes, like these guys. We would probably, if we're trying to make them become their overlord, we probably would need to match a few of these, because otherwise we need to find 6 more gems, which seems like an awful lot. Yeah, see, we're down to 30 because we picked hedonism, they liked asceticism. Okay, I see exactly what happened there. Okay, where is everybody? West is still heading in. Crossroads have 6 disciples. Is 6 enough to win that fight? Maybe? Maybe? Or do we wait for these guys? I think 6 is gonna be enough. We got a big boon there that we got that free recruitment. So right now, West 4 is my furthest owned location. So instead, exploration, West 4, order a group to move here. Salters, you're gonna go to there. We apparently can't do offensive stuff at the moment. Okay, disciples, groups, Swords of the North, add disciples. We're gonna add, oh, we also have another Crusader to name, and Epic Feather, and Lily. Oh, we got 2 to name. Okay, Lily, rename. Mellow the Expungerator. There you go. And Jacqueline is not Jacqueline. In fact, you are actually... So we got another one. We haven't had another an Idolac in a while either. Idolac. There we go. 3 messages. Building is depleted. Your well in the crossroads is depleted and turned into an abandoned building. Some of our scouts seen activity in West 8. They're getting ready to launch attacks. Some of our scouts see activity in South 6. They're getting ready to launch an attack on Crossroads. Okay, can we, in the north, take out those dwarves? Because we have, look at this. Yeah, they are coming. I don't know what we did to piss these guys off, but they are definitely coming. Do we know how far they can move? They have map move 1. Okay. So they're going to go to north 1. Order a group. Swords of the North. Go. Do we have any blessings? That seems horrifically bad. I don't like this Essence of Madness. Does nothing. All right, I'll tell you what. Mellow, you can have the essence of the fake fairy. There you go. Enjoy. Oh, here we go. Artifact 1. This valuable object will be given to a tribe to increase reputation by 20. Okay. So like an improved one. Okay, we'll do that. And the Mescus. Okay. That gets us our combat blessing back. Good, good. A new ally. Yep. How are we on milestones? So we've completed 2 of 6 victory conditions. We've done 0 preaching. We are not even remotely close to vassalization. We're at 50 out of 100. We're not in phase 5. We need way more land for that. And we need to attack something way, way, way far away for Master of West. All right, in the turn. There are some angry people at the Lumberjacks camp. They're shouting about something about a sacred tree being cut down. They're armed with pickaxes. Okay, we could arrest and punish them. Maybe we shouldn't cut the tree, minus a skill. We got tons of skill. Don't cut the tree and declare the plot sacred land. Yeah, sure, actually. I'll take free faith. How close? Yeah. We could get a Vindicator. Or we could get a Zealot. I think I want a Zealot. Okay. A new Zealot. Rename. You're not Diamond the Zealot. That's not the career that Diamond normally goes into. We've had Wolf recently. No offense, Wolf. I'm just trying to get some people who don't normally get stuff. We just had a major union. Oh, we haven't had a Raven in a while. All right, Raven. All right, Raven the Zealot. And we could afford a militia. I kind of want another scout, though. I think we're going to hold off for 15 wealth for a scout. All right, so in the north... already investigated. Engage in combat. Okay, so who are you guys? The Chutoons against the Chatoons. Okay. Investigation complete. Orion was investigating. He found some beautiful flowers. Wesley finished meditating and gained the trait Healer. Okay. So in the west, you move to here. So I want you to order a disciple to move, and that is Wesley. Okay. In the east, what is this? A giant spider and a highwayman. Oh, right, the highwayman. We need to deal with that too. You are sea sand. You're gonna head east. Keep exploring. In the capital, we just have Raven here for now. All right, what if we got Wesley over here? Disciple Wesley. Cancel current order. Yes. I want you to go to Crossroads. Okay. We'll have Raven and Wesley team up and see if we can take out the highwayman that's causing us not to be able to trade. Orion. Exploration. Orion is in the west. Yeah, way over here. What's your problem? Ooh, lad. All kinds of stuff going on over there. Instead, why don't we go to the werewolf den? This den is once used by a werewolf. It's full of blood and bones, and whoever spends enough time here will receive the energy of the beast. If you send a disciple to meditate here for 2 turns, they become a Ravager. Gain 0.1 melee modifier for each successful melee hit. That is ridiculously powerful. Exploration. Here. Order a disciple to move here. We're not going to use it on him, but I'm going to go there and do an investigation. Okay, who still doesn't have orders? Raven. Okay, Raven, I want you to just be in defensive mode. And Droog, you also should be on defensive mode. In turn. All right, Battle of the North. Target Jerry. Oh no. Okay, we do have our blessing. That's something. We got a dwarf, 2 lurkers, and a douser. Jerry the douser. All right, so a dwarf, 125 HP. He's very good against medium troops. Medium is our militia. Yeah, is our militia. The lurker is a medium troop, and he is good against heavies. And Jerry, Screecher, pushes away all enemies in range each turn. Interesting. Is a medium troop, and he's good against... he's good at range with heavies. All right, this is gonna be a rough battle, I have a feeling. Do it. Skip movement phase. The dwarf shot us for 4, and a bunch of misses happened. Miles shot a dwarf for 10. Idolac shot the dwarf for 8. Dowser hit Mellow for 12. He screeched at him. Okay, nothing bad there. Epic Feather shoots Jerry for 8 damage. Idolac engaged in melee with Alonzo the dwarf, inflicted 12 damage. Axe shot the dwarf for 6. Idolac dodges. Rosaria was dodged. Or missed, actually. Gyre the lurker shot Mellow for 9. Okay, not bad. Sea sand always into the east. Is there even any sand there? Well, it seems like the south is actually the desert. Somehow you ended up posted to the wetland front. Okay, strikes. All right, let's do a quick little overview. Not damaged. Mellow's taken a bit of damage. Miles is fine. Rosaria is fine. Idolac's taken a little bit, and so is Epic. On the enemy front, we've damaged the dwarf a decent amount. Neither of the lurkers, and we've done a little bit to Jerry. I mean, that's not stellar. The dwarf strikes Epic Feather and inflicts 24 damage. That's exactly what we didn't want to see. 24 damage to Epic. Epic, how you feeling? Not great. Not great. It strikes Idolac, shoots the dwarf. Oh, that's not a good round. The Alonzo strikes Epic Feather for 24 damage. Ow. Big owl. Alright, I'm gonna assume that you can take one more hit, and I'm gonna pray that we can kill Alonzo next turn, and then we're gonna retreat. Alonzo killed Epic Feather. Struck Alonzo, did 24 damage. How did that happen? He had 28 HP left. Well, Epic. Salutes in chat for Epic. Alright, so hold on a second. So, let's play the battle out. I want to see what happens if I say I don't accept the results. So this was round 10 that you died. So, show battle result. You've won the battle. We lose Mellow, Rosaria, Idolac, and Epic Feather to kill them. So if we retry the battle, start the battle. I want to see if I just go directly to round 9. No, let's do round 10. Does the same thing happen? No. So there is some RNG happening here. So you can replay the battles, I guess? Don't worry, guys. I've resurrected him. Why is this so different this time? Different people are in melee. Axe is in melee this time. Axe is in melee damage with Alonzo. Interesting. Okay, so you can retry the combat and see if you can get better results. I just want to see how this goes. So Alonzo strikes Axe for 24 damage. So we would probably need to be getting out of here. Leader. We have not killed any of them. We do have Davian kind of close. Okay, Alonzo hits him. Okay, unfortunately, we would have to retreat here. I want to see what this does. So he kills Axe, and then we killed Davian. 53. I feel like that puts us in a much better place. Although this dang dwarf, look at this. He's only 25 HP down. He's a fifth of the way down. He has a lot left. And we haven't really done much to these other guys. Yeah, I don't think we win this fight at all. We'll retreat. We did our best. Okay, so we're gonna have to retreat back to Crossroads, and we'll have Raven and maybe Wesley will be there. A man is spreading false rumors about the hearth. Pay him to leave. Ignore him. This tribe discovered Chutuns. While exploring the land in the north, we met a new tribe, the Chutuns. After talking to them, we made a few observations. I bet you these are set up so that as you pick your doctrines, you're guaranteed to piss some people off. I wonder if that's the case. We almost certainly caused that by picking something in here. Okay, so if we look at exploration and we look at the north, yeah, they're still here. We may actually be caught. Are we not able to get out of here? Because if I go Crossroads, order a group to move, Swords of the North. Okay. And we have Raven here defending. Okay, Orion is going to not need to scout there. Exploration in the west. Go to West 17. Order Disciple to move. Orion. Okay. And then in the east, Phantom's Grave. This grave has been strangely dug in a marshland. It's said that whoever kneels at it long enough time will receive a daunting power. If you send a disciple to meditate here for 2 turns, they'll receive a following trait. Corruptor. Inflicts cripple on ranged attacks, which reduces target's dodge value. Alright, we're not going to waste that on him for sure. You. We don't need to scout that. So go here, sea sand. Okay. We might be cooked. Those dwarves might be the end of us. Did ASCII? No, I backed out of the battle, and we're trying to retreat back to Crossroads. That's very interesting that you can try the battle a couple times. If you don't like the outcome, you can retreat. But our lose condition is losing Crossroads, and I think that's going to happen. Some people say they can hear voices in the laboratory. Voices apparently come from their own consciousness. What the hell? Apparently the voices help them feel better. Why do their conscious only talk to them when they're in the toilet? I don't know. Maybe our conscious speaks to us when we least expect it? So conscious awareness means appears when we're in the toilet? Sure, why not? Can we stop this stupid conversation? You're the boss. +1 communication. There you go. Okay, so were we able to move? Yes. Giant spider. Are they here? They're not here. Where did they go? Did we lose sight of oh, I'm looking at east, north. Okay, so there's 3 of them left. Ouch. I'm not sure we can beat Alonzo the dwarf. Does it tell me what they're gonna do? He's a depraver. That's why. He's stealing HP. Alonzo, I knew you were depraved. Alright, they're probably attacking me, I assume. So we're gonna chill inside the capital. We just discovered that our quarry master is using children to do the work. That's great initiative. Child labor +2 skill, -2 stability per turn. We cannot tolerate that. Production problem. The branding room is not producing anything. Okay, well, sorry. Recruitment. All right, we can get several different things. Give me an E-Park. Okay. Get me a Vindicator. Okay. Get me a militia. Okay. I want to see if they're going to attack me next turn before we go through all the work of renaming things. All right, let's see if they do. Yeah. Yep. 4v3. I don't have good feelings about this. All right, give me the Blessing of Justice. Start the battle. Skip the movement phase. Okay, so... Okay, this is the Western Front. This is not the dwarves. Never mind. We're okay here, probably. All right, show me those. Show me those. I'll be doing just a scratch. Perfectly fine. We've already killed 100. Yeah, show me the results. I'm sure we're going to be fine here. Yep. You won the battle. Accept the outcome. The people in shelter would like to have some basic furniture. We have 45 skill right now. Sure. Does that mean I can get a new one? No. I have a bajillion skill. I really should try to use some of that up. But we don't have any land. Production problem. Yeah, we looked at that. So what did those guys do? Are they just sitting there? They are. All right. Well, we have 10 disciples. All right. North 1. Order a group. Swords of the North. Okay. Order disciples. Militia. Okay. Order Yamaya. Okay. Order Trenton. Okay. Order Wesley. Okay. All right. In the east, C-Sand is going to investigate. And in the west, Orion is going to investigate. All right, let's see if we can win this battle. You did die. Yep, apparently. I thought we had re-rolled that, but yep. Your sacrifice was not in vain. We managed to kill one of them. Our little weaver shop is very successful. Great. +1 wealth. Production okay, yeah, I can't do anything about that at the moment. It's because we don't have any stability. Okay, exploration in the north. 9 disciples. Engage in combat against the Ch'tuns. Do it. Intern. Oh, battle in Crossroads. Excuse me? Excuse me? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I miss somebody walking towards me? Or did they have a random thing spawn? Milwaukee's. No, these guys attacked from the south. I wasn't watching the south. And only Raven's here. Oh, this is gonna be GG. All right, well, hang on, can I back out? I want to watch this fight first. Yeah, we're not gonna we'll give Raven the blessing. All right, show the battle result. Let's just skip to the chase here. That's gonna be GG. Epic Feather died, but we killed everyone else. So we did manage to succeed, even with a casualty there. That Alonzo was ridiculous. All right, Raven, we are not gonna survive this fight. That was an oops. I didn't even think about that. They warned us that the South was attacking, and I wasn't paying attention. All right, start the battle. Skip the movement phase. Raven hits Landon for 10 damage. Raven took 6. Raven shoots Leon for 9. They missed. They missed. Leon's poisoned, but also getting healed. Yeah, with them having a healer, like, no shot, we actually win, right? Healed. Bunch of misses. They're all, like, retreating backwards. Raven strikes Landon for 10 damage, but the Axeman strikes back. The Dreamer shot Raven for 12. Yeah, 5 HP left. Raven dies. Accept the outcome. Our gardener's running out of water. He's desperate about his flowers. Let's pray for some rain. We have 3 messages. Buildings depleted. We're losing Crossroads. Crossroads is no longer under your control. If you don't manage to take it back in 5 turns, you lose the game. Oh, okay. It's not a instant lose. I appreciate that. Especially as somebody who apparently gets distracted. Back. Okay, so we can move a group here. Swords of the North. We have a pretty good chance of actually being able to win this. And send Deshaun. And send Nehemiah. I should probably just add them to Swords of the North. And Trenton. And Wesley. Okay. And that's literally going to be turned. Yeah, I definitely learned a lot here. I didn't expand my land near enough, but I also feel like the tutorial put us in a bad war. I don't feel like they were the people we should have attacked. Our wooden house is on fire, but our builders have learned from their mistakes and promised it won't happen again. Okay. Architect plus 1 skill per turn. Okay, that's a new stat. I don't have architect. Okay. Production problem, enemy activity, losing Crossroads 4 turns. Okay. At Crossroads, I need you guys to go against them. Okay. In turn, do the battle. Alright, type Vindicator. Focus is melee. Give them the Blessing of Justice. Start battle. I think I'm just going to show results here. Alright, so we would lose Mello and Miles, and we would kill all 3 of them. Those guys were tough, man. Why were they so tough? Because they all have blessings. All damage received or treated like the attacker's 1.5. Heals. Yeah, those heals are pretty ridiculous. Alright, but we would retake our capital so that we stand another day. It's such a beautiful day today. Some people prefer to lie down in the grass instead of working. After all, what's a more delicate than the warmth of the sunshine to please our torments? Get back to work or yeah, sure. We have tons of skill, so yeah, sure. But we are approaching the 4-hour mark and I'm really losing my voice. So I think I am going to call it there. What an interesting game. A lot of very interesting concepts here. Like I said, I really feel a lot of board game energy from this. And I like a lot of the internal balancing. As you unlock new doctrines, they get more expensive. As you spam a certain type of troop, they get more expensive. So it forces you to diversify, or I guess you could double down and like really push. One of our perks, like we needed to get to, where was that? Yeah, we needed to get to 4 Crusaders, and if you rush that, we could get a Templar, who sounds like it's a big upgraded unit, 150 HP. Yeah, he's in base damage is 15. And like this necromancy thing, we didn't get there, but that would be really cool. All your disciples who've died at the end of battle are turned into skeletons. We could have an Axeman skeleton. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, the music was a little different, but that's okay. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I really like that. The UI feels pretty good to navigate. Being able to right click to go back to the previous menu or escape to jump all the way back to main menu, pretty good. That feels pretty good. I'm sure if you were playing this like for some time, you would get really proficient at navigating through these menus pretty well. So yeah, this has been Roots of Harmony. Again, I did receive a code for free from the developer. Not sponsored, no strings attached. I just wanted to show it off. I thought it was kind of cool. So if you liked it, it is on Steam. It is still in development. He's working on it. Yeah, pretty neat. Somebody said there is a demo, so go check out the demo if you liked it yourself. Miles says it's $4 on Steam, and there's also a free demo. Well, there you go. If I remember, I will change the description here. I didn't link the Steam page. I should have done that, so I will do that down as soon as we're done here. Okay, that's going to be it for me tonight. I'm really feeling my voice, so I definitely need to go rest this. Tomorrow morning, we have some more RimWorld, and tomorrow afternoon, we're gonna do Anoxia Station one more time. We're gonna see if we can get a win on that one, and should be pretty fun either way. We learned a lot on that one last time too, so a lot of new learning games recently. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed your evening. Have a good Monday if I don't see you. I hope to see you on stream. Don't forget to leave a like on your way out. If you're not a subscriber, I hope I've earned your subscription. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can always leave a super thanks, join me live for a super chat, or consider becoming a channel member. If you are a channel member, don't forget to link in your Discord, and you can get access to those game files. All right, guys, have a great evening. I'm going to go get some dinner. Thank you again to Root to Harmony. You got a cool little game going here. Pretty interesting. All right, guys, sleep well. Babble out.